A red
live.
a red website.
Alright, there we go. We're live.
Yay. Hey, Limited Snowy and Mysel.
Hello.
Hey, Saturn. Yes, I think you're first.
Saturn first.
First.
First. Yes, indeed. Hollow joined. Welcome.
Hello.
I like that TikTok tells you who joins.
I know. But YouTube doesn't. Wait.
Don't say that.
Sorry.
We have agreed not to say the red website name.
And
Christina immediately says it.
I broke the rule. I forgot. It's like I didn't register.
We're not sure why TikTok is nerfing our streams so incredibly badly. They like to block the play button website. It's the big website, the biggest website in the world. We are live there and here. So, welcome.
Hello.
Dahlia, hello. Yeah, TikTok loves to absolutely nuke people's
streams
from orbit when they say words that they don't like and they don't tell you what they don't like.
No sound.
No sound in my right ear. I have no idea why. Hello? No sound in right ear. Is something going on with this? Do I need... How about that? Whoa. Alright, that should be...
My ear.
That should be pretty good.
Is everyone okay?
Late.
Yay. Better. Okay.
Yeah. For some reason, this looks like it doesn't want to output the sound the same in both channels.
They said, yeah, it's so
okay.
No more weird.
Sounds good. Yeah, our microphone died in the middle of stream last time. The right is slightly lower and left louder. Yeah, I have no idea why. It just does that sometimes for no reason.
Even though Colton has not changed any settings?
I've not changed anything in any way, shape, or form. But for some reason, it just decides to change itself. Alright. But if the right is slightly lower, I can see it right here on the balance. I'm not going to do anything about it because it's only slight and I don't honestly feel like figuring it out. And breaking something else in the process. TikTok, be like a possessive partner, yes.
I know, it is
Hey,
kind of like
Fox, welcome.
Foxy-poo.
Octolin, Aluna, Crystal, Ice.
I don't know.
Not too bad. Yeah, what if I... Hello? No, it's like something... What if I... and plug it back in? How's that? Nope, it's the same.
Misaki.
Well, I don't know why. I haven't adjusted anything. So, Misaki making cookies right now. That's
Yummy,
nice.
Dahlia.
Lazy Greed, hello. So yeah, nothing I can do about the audio right now. Unless I mixed it to mono, but I don't really feel like doing that.
Thank you, Super Knobs. I don't know, I guess I'm just doing a rando right now. It just kind of came up.
Yes, so we're going to be starting our tutorials and stuff immediately pretty much this time.
Yeah.
So welcome. Fix one thing and another thing breaks. No, it's more like fix everything and then something random breaks for no reason.
I gotta respect not just the quality art, but also the motivation and passion behind the drawing. The wonderful work. Thank you, Viscard.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So, Loveless, hello, how's it going? By the way, Loveless, I did want to let you know, you are free to give our link out to people who join the other Discord server. I generally don't really invite the Udemy students on, but people who come from our books, I do like to try and invite them over.
Yeah.
It's not like a requirement, just sometimes. If
If
you want to do that. You're free to mention it. Hello, Panda Bear, Sarah, Supernovs. Love the challenges this week. Yeah. I think a couple of them were my idea. My
You got
suggestions.
the Haunted by Ghosts one, and the Magical Girl one's my idea.
The Magical Girl one's yours, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, we do
You
have a
guys
book,
have a
Jay.
book? Yes, we have 2 books.
Yes. Let's do it.
Yeah, we have 2 books.
Let's
Book
do it.
1, here's this.
Hopefully they can see that.
And
picture.
here is book 2. There they are.
Mm-hmm.
We have published 2 books, yes.
So the first one's How to Draw Manga,
Yup.
basics.
And the second one is all about drawing characters.
So you can make your own OC with this.
I
Oh,
have
yeah.
book 1. Nice. Yeah. So, anyways, we're going to get into the tutorial.
Yeah. You can get those on Amazon, by the way. Chibi proportions. There's multiple types, but I think the easiest one is using head measurements. So you can draw your chibi head as big or as small as you want. I think it's all about like contextual, like style and stuff. So if you want to draw like a very baby chibi, actually I do have a chibi course, by the way, so you can check that out. It's in the linky in our profile. You can have a chibi that's 2 heads tall, so you can just take this head, drop it down 1.
Hello, IN. I'll answer your question in a sec. 5 days till the 12-hour live stream. Yeah, I guess we did decide that we were going to do one, so Monday we will be live for 12 hours. That is the 23rd when we do our show.
Yep.
So we're preparing for that currently. I'm so excited for Friday. Awesome, Misaki.
I'm so excited for Friday, too.
Hi, my mom's just ordered your book for Christmas. Awesome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, I just drew 2 heads. I fit the body in 1 head, so you can try that. You can simplify the body like cones, like a very tiny cone. You have 1 cone for the torso, 2 cones for the legs, and then 2 cones for the arms, and they're like little baby
Hello,
ice cream
Nicole.
cones. And
Hi,
the head is big.
Mari. Misaki, how to draw somebody sitting down.
Yeah, I have that. So we'll go over that.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Sitting pose.
Mermaid Garden, thank you for the follow. Sky, hello.
Hello. Yeah, feel free to interrupt me, Colton, if you want to
So,
introduce people.
What are you working on?
Sitting poses.
Oh,
So I did chibi proportions, but it's like a really quick one. Unless you want to go more in depth with it.
that's fine.
Okay.
How would I draw my OCs more often, not random characters? I think you answered your own
I
question.
think
Draw
you
your
did.
OCs more often,
Yeah.
and you'll get used to drawing them, and they will start turning out the same every time. But also be very conscious of the shapes that you choose.
Yeah.
So, if you want to draw your OCs, memorize how they look. Like, actually come up with how they look. What shapes are used? What shapes are their eyes? What shape is their chin? What does their
shape is their
bangs
hair?
look like? What does their hair look like? What does their head look like? What is all that kind of stuff?
So sitting poses is really difficult because there's a lot of stuff going on in the body. So I suggest first drawing the pose in a side view, just so you can understand how the body's moving. And it's really easy to just tell in side view.
Divinely set apart. Thank you for the follow.
Thank
I'm making an effort to give followers shout outs.
Do
more.
it.
Mickey, thank you for the follow.
There's a Mickey?
Mickey.
Oh, Mickey. Okay. Well, still, welcome.
Thank you. Can I send you guys something on TikTok messages?
Like
huh?
a DM?
Like a DM? Sure. I can't guarantee you I'll respond to it.
So I just drew a guy that's sitting down from the side view. And then I'm going to draw it in a 3/4 view. Because I feel like that's something that a lot of people struggle with is understanding that what's going on, right? So
I gotta ping the Discord.
no problem. So I simplify the body, and you can do this for any pose. I simplify the body into cylinders and boxes. And so I'm going to look at my side view right here, and I'm going to translate that into 3D. So that means, drawing the head in a 3/4 view, so that means my center line's more towards the side here. The box is going to be in perspective. And since the box, or the rib cage, is actually tilted out a little bit more, that's where I'm going to put my box. My pelvis is going in, and this is the part where things get really tricky, especially for sitting poses. The legs is really tricky because it's kind of foreshortened. What I suggest is understanding that there's going to be some overlap. It's going to be a little bit shorter.
Hello,
towards the
VO.
top. So it's not going to be super long like this.
Hey, Lexi.
Because that's not really proportional. Yeah. It's not going to be super short like this because that's just physically not possible.
I can't feel my eyes. Thank you for the follow. And Mandy, thanks for the follow as well. Hope you're doing good.
I can't feel my eyes. And then you can just connect cylinders for the bottom legs. And I like to draw a little plane.
Flip the torso. I'll explain how you guys sit.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Dingy. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's funny. That is how y'all sit. Oh my gosh. Can they see that on vertical?
Yeah, so I drew how probably most of chat sits. If you're interested. That's how I sit.
Colton sits like... Colton, when he's on the table or when he's on his desk, sits like this. This is his desk. This is his foot. This is the chair. He's kind of leaning back. And he's kind of leaning like this.
Accurate. It is accurate.
That's how Colton sits.
Yeah, I sit like that a lot of the time. And then I'll like reach my hand through my leg in order to press play or pause.
This is his hand when he's like on the keyboard.
Silly. It is comfortable. It's comfortable while you're doing it.
It is.
But then after,
you have to get up.
Long term, it's not the best habit.
Yep.
Who sits with their feet on their desk? I do Lurv.
I don't.
Yes, Lil Bonkers, Priya, thank you for the follows. It's J Tyler, thank you for the follow. Hermit B, thanks for the follow as well.
Infamous shrimp pose, Yuma says. Yeah, it's a shrimp.
Everyone, Lurv, yes. Hey, Kireiji, your feet going to fall asleep? I have to shift which butt cheek I sit on because that leg will start to fall asleep.
Shift the butt cheek. That's funny. Well, like, you could even do that same sitting pose with this. I mean, what if I did that in 3D? Hold up. I need to try that.
Chia, it actually does not. So if you want to watch it in another language, we do not have that yet. We will make an effort to get that up in the future, but as of right now, it does not.
Anime Art School or our
yeah.
YouTube channel?
I mean, they just say course.
Oh, okay.
They're jumping me. What? The unscrunching is not comfortable. Yeah, the unscrunching. I sit with my feet on my desk, Dingy says. Doing it right now. Shrimping pose. Hoi. Hey, Tori.
Oh my gosh, this is a very uncomfortable looking pose. I try to stretch like this and it hurts.
Wilden, Moby, and Morals, thank you for the follow.
This is actually kind of a fun pose to draw though, not gonna lie. But you can see that every time I'm drawing a figure, I'm simplifying to boxes because it's just easier that way than thinking about anatomy and weird gesture stuff. So it's just, okay, simplify the torso into boxes, connect the boxes, and add cylinders to it. That's how I like to break it down.
How do you guys draw Chibi, or is it similar to these poses?
It's like a modified version of this.
Probably going to an art high school next year. Awesome.
Ooh, awesome. So Chibis are extremely simplified.
Don't tell me it's Dash. Where did you learn how to draw like that?
We took a lot of classes on figure drawing, and a lot of the time they taught us how to break it down like this, and we teach this in our anime art school as well. So yeah, this is like a very common way for a lot of professional artists to break down the figure like this.
Y'all, I keep hearing boxes are bad. Is that true?
No?
No, I don't know where you heard that.
I don't know where you heard that.
Boxes are generally one of the best ways to simplify forms and also get your perspective in.
If you want to draw this in like a chibi style, it's going to be very different because it's not using these forms, but you would still kind of think of the same concepts. Like most of the time, if you want to draw a chibi, you can start off with a bean because it's just a really simple torso, but it's still the same concept, right?
Hey Layla, hey Artemis, Moshi, hello, hi. Tori's making curry udon.
Nice.
Daniela, hello.
Daniela. The only difference is that, the arms can't reach that far. They're super small. So it's going to be a little bit harder to do that. But forms are still forms, even for a chibi. And if you want to check out a really good in-depth course on chibis, we actually have that in our profile. So you can go check that out.
Blemish, thank you for the follow as well. Nullified, hey Joe Mama and Kuma. Pachi. That's so cute, Chibi. Christina's pretty good at chibis. If there's one thing that she's good at, it's definitely chibis.
Thank you. I love drawing chibis. They're so fun, and they're very not very intimidating, because it's just small little characters, right?
Yeah, I love chibi. Yes, Joe Mama, it is going good.
Look, this is baby chat. It's grown-up baby chat. It's toddler baby chat.
In fact, you look slightly buff in that tank top. I don't think I do at all. Would you say chibi is a good way to start learning art? I would definitely say if you enjoy it, yes. I would not recommend doing things you really don't enjoy to start learning art, because it can end up giving you a bad first impression with art and can end up ruining art. Like, have you ever had a bad teacher for something and it made you hate that thing for a really long time? Now, there are definitely things that are good to draw and practice, but make sure that it's something you enjoy.
Yep.
Otherwise, it will do the opposite. Like, something can help you improve really fast, but if it gives you a bad experience, you won't want to draw anymore.
Shiny says, does Loomis method work in anime style?
Yeah.
It does. Yeah.
I mean, the Loomis method is really just a simplification of the head, right?
Yeah.
And a proportional method. So,
yeah.
Assuming the anime head has a realistic proportion, then yeah, it should be totally fine.
I think it works great for male heads.
What's this song called? I'll type it in the chat, Tori.
You'll notice that, I think what's good about the Loomis method is this part right here. I always use this, like where you chop the head off on the side, right? You start off with the sphere and then you chop the side off. I use that part a lot. It's just really easy to think about. And then I just drop the jawline and stuff. Colton actually taught a really simple way on how to draw heads, and you want to teach that part?
I could a little bit if you want.
You can just go through it really quickly.
I'm not warmed up at all. So, I might actually need to grab your chair if I want to draw accurately.
No problem. What do you mean by a front-side version?
The way that I like to draw heads is I like to just draw a sphere. And now, this sphere has an infinite number of lines going around it, right? An infinite number of lines that go over it. Think of like a globe or something. So I'll draw a circle, and if I draw a line coming off of this circle, no matter where I draw it off of here, that's going to connect to the center line. Or if I draw it here, that's going to connect to one of those center lines around the sphere. So I like to draw a circle and then a line first. And then I'll pop in a marker where the chin is. It doesn't matter. I could put the chin here. I could put the chin here. It's just going to change the proportion of the face.
Hey, Nelly.
So
hey, Val.
I'll chuck the chin right there. And so think about this, right? I've got a line going over the circle like this. If I go 90 degrees, so from a top view, I've got my line. Perpendicular to that line, I'll drop in another line.
Ultimate Striker, thank you for the follow.
Like this. So
feet forward. Thank you.
So think of basically splitting this circle into 4 quadrants. And then I just, from this chin, I'll just bring a line up like that. It doesn't matter. You can make it like that. It's just going to change the shape of the jawline, right? There's no like one correct way to do it. It depends on the shape of the head. So I could pull it up like this. That looks pretty good to me. And then, again, I'm going to bring a line down here, but it doesn't matter either. I could do that. I could give it a cheek like that.
People are getting it.
I could give it something like that. Like, it doesn't matter, right? It's just going to change the shape of my head. So let's drop this in.
Oh, I've got to read some follows.
All right.
Follows. Thank you, Red Cyan, for the follow. Thank you, A. And thank you, ... for following us.
So then I'm just going to drop a line below. And again, this is up to where you want to put it. Like, you could put it higher. You could put it lower. It's just going to change the proportions. The important thing is to feel the 3D volume of the head, right? I've got my sphere, and I've got my chin, and again, I could add a cheek to it. I could add a really high cheek. I could add a really low cheek. It doesn't matter. It's just going to change the look of the head that I draw. So you can pretty much do this from any angle as well. So let's say we want more of a front view.
Oh, no problem, diving.
You know, we'll have that on the side. You won't see that one very much because it's mostly on the side. And on this one, you're probably going to see a little bit more of a jawline. So it kind of goes up and then up like that. If it's like a guy, again, it could be rounded, right? You could go like that. Bring this down.
We got some follows. Shocked, Kawara's Head, and Kooky Bunny. Thank you for the follow.
There we go, right? And if I want to add an ear, the ear in real human head proportions generally is bottom of the nose lined up with the bottom of the nose and the brow ridge. So based on that information, I can adjust it. So brow ridge is right here, bottom of the nose is right here, and then because it's anime style, I can morph it however I want. And you could put it like that.
Wesley asks, hello, I have a question. Is there a good technique to make my drawings more detailed in the face?
More detailed in the face? I guess just focus more on the face, or focus a lot on the face, you know?
Like without just adding wrinkles or something?
Things look detailed when you add more contrast. And that contrast could be of detail, like low detail versus high detail. That contrast could be value. So high value, like black next to white, that contrast could be color. It could be the whole image is blue, and then the face is red. Like, there's different contrasts. There's contrast of detail, of density. There's contrast of value. There's contrast of color. There's contrast of, like, you know, all kinds of stuff. Repetition. So, I would say use contrast where you want people to look.
We got some gifts.
Ooh.
We got a lot of gifts. Thank you, Lazy Greed, for the heart meat. Thank you, Dahlia, Misaki, Layla, and Carmel Mocha for all these lovely gifts. You guys are so generous. And we also got a few more follows. We got Maria. Thank you for the follow. And Mlem. Thank you for the follow. And Carmel Mocha.
So yeah, if I want to tilt this head further away.
Hey, Tira.
So what I like to think about is this. When I draw my circle, it's not a very good circle, but whatever. When I draw my circle, how far from the edges of the circle, like where am I going to put my line? I could put it right here. 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 You know, anywhere I could put my line. And then based on where I put my line, that's going to be the rotation of the sphere. And the further to one side it is, the more you're going to see another side, right? This one could even pop out and be like right there. And I like to think about it like a box. So instead of a sphere, imagine this is a box, right? So we've got a box. And I've got my line.
Do you mind if you want to add color theory to the list?
Yeah.
Because I know you're pretty good at teaching that. And thank you, Wesley, for the follow.
So I'll draw a couple of boxes that are rotated at like different angles. So let's say we got one like this. Now I want you to pay attention to this red line. This line right here. And then in relation to the blue lines. So blue line, blue line, blue line, right? Now, this one, the red line is slightly closer to that blue line. This one, the red line is about in the middle. And this one, the red line is closer to this blue line. So I'm thinking about the rotation of my sphere, right? I could put it like that. Or I could put it like this. Or I could put it like that. So I'm like, it's like I have a sphere and I'm like turning it like this. That's what I think in my head when I'm drawing an anime face. And then once I have that sphere, because it's really important to get this halfway point and this halfway point correct. You want this sphere to be quartered. So again, if I look at it from above, it's like this. It's not like this. It's like this. Because that's going to give me the side. And if you want to use the Loomis method, this is also very important. Because you want to know how, like, what you can shave off on the side, right? If you're using the Loomis method, I don't remember exactly. It's something like...
Hey, Danny Draws, and hey, Moth. Oh,
It's
Uweb's
something like
here, by the
it's something
way.
like this.
Uweb's here.
I haven't learned the Loomis method in a couple of years. I don't use it. I use other... I use a different method that's kind of like has a little bit. But anyways, so I've rotated that sphere, and then all I really have to do is I just drop a chin in wherever I want it. It could be a long chin, it could be a short chin, doesn't really matter. And I just bring an arc up. And again, the arc doesn't really matter that much either. And then I bring an arc down. And that's it. The arcs don't matter. Like I said, I could give this guy a cheekbone and point the chin out a little bit more. I could give this person no cheekbone. I could do this. Doesn't really matter. It looks fine because my 3D volumes are still working. So when you're constructing a head, that's personally the method that I like to use to sort of get my head looking the right direction.
Hi, Lottie Fisher.
So there you go. And then you said I hear people asking about faces, so if you want to draw some faces, you could probably even do it on some of the heads that I drew.
Yeah, you could. Me? Or you mean...
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
Sure, I can do that.
There you go.
Maybe I'll turn this into a guy or a girl. Maybe I'll turn one into a girl, one into a guy. Switching seats time.
You web, huh?
Yeah, Uweb's here.
Hello.
Alright. Let's turn this one into a guy and this one into a girl.
All right. Leaving the like and a comment that help artists who are starting their channels. Thank you very much. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. You two are so cute. Well, hopefully you stick around.
Yeah. Purity, hey!
I wouldn't. Funny enough, we're not really new. We kind of abandoned our YouTube channel for a while. We focused on TikTok for a really long time. Grew a lot of followers there. And now we're going back to focus more on YouTube again.
Yeah. So if I'm going to add facial features to this, I got to mark out my proportions. So if you're going to take the top and the bottom of your head, divide in half. This is approximately where your eyes are going to go. Now this of course depends on your style. You can make them lower, you can make them higher. As long as the features around them make sense in terms of placement, you're good. But really, I feel like you can really go like crazy exaggerated with this.
We're doing pretty good here, you know, just the usual.
Yep.
Haven't been here for a while. Hey, Purity. Peanut, Jess, thank you for the follow. Luna, Blue Flare, thank you for the follows. If you are new here and you drop a follow, I will give you a shout out.
Yes.
Lem, Caramel Mocha, I think Christina shouted you out. Jay, thank you for the follow as well. Sunny, May, JZ, Emmy, Corina, hey, Jazzy.
Jazzy.
Tylor, Dahlia, thank you for the share. Don't worry about it, hee hee. Cute cup, yeah. I love my
Give me a drink of that.
Pomperin cup.
Give me that drink. It's peach flavored and I love it.
Where's your drink that I need to steal? You didn't make a drink.
I have to make a drink. No, because I didn't think about what to drink. Alright.
Bellamy Tate, hello. Danny Boy, thank you for the follow.
So, you're going to take the top and the bottom of the head, divide it halfway. This is your eyes. A little bit above that is your brow ridge. Then you're going to take your brow ridge and the bottom of your head and divide that in half, and that is your nose. And then divide the nose, the bottom of the nose, and the chin in half, and there's your mouth.
Gloom, thank you for the
Say
follow.
that 5 times fast.
What did I get? The what?
The just the whole proportion system of the face.
Well, if you said it 5 times fast, you definitely remember it better.
Yep.
Do y'all draw for webtoons? No.
No, we want to make a webtoon someday.
I'm eating soup. Soup is good.
Soupy.
Yes. DFX. Did y'all saw my question? I'm breaking down the deltoid connection to the bicep and triceps. Well, the deltoid doesn't. The deltoid connects to the humerus.
Yeah.
And the bicep and the triceps are also in that area. Although the tricep connects down to the here. And there's actually a part of the tricep. Did I say deltoid? I meant tricep.
Oh.
There's also a part of the tricep that I think connects to part of your scapula.
Look at this. It's Saitama. Kidding.
It looks like a pretty boy Saitama.
Looks like a pretty boy Saitama. Anyways, that's how you draw features on a person. If you want to turn this into a girl, it's the same process, but I would... For me, personally, I like to make the face for the girl a little bit softer looking, so I would make it a lot rounder on the edges, and I would chubbify the cheek. That's more of a personal preference for me.
How do y'all utilize your skills? I did concept art for games for a long time. Christina illustrated 2 of our books. And we mostly just draw because we enjoy it.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, we taught a lot of classes.
Yeah.
That's how I utilize my
like
my
other
skills.
than teaching.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, I worked professionally for a really long time on a bunch of different projects. Yeah, Saitama is embracing his feminine side.
We actually just binge watched seasons 1 and 2 of One Punch Man.
Yeah.
In a few days.
Struggle with the head size never matching the body size. Any advice? What style, like proportion, are you wanting to draw in?
Yeah.
Do you want it to be more realistic, or do you want it to be more anime-like?
There we go.
What's
the cheek
the
was a little
easiest
bit.
way to draw body? I'm getting art classes for Christmas. Nice.
The easiest way to draw a body? I don't think there's the easiest way. I think there's easier ways to break it down. But the body's going to be very hard, especially if you've never drawn it before. So
Macy Playcat, thank you for the follow. Yes, more realistic.
More realistic.
Yeah, there is a very specific proportional method that gives you really, really good measurements for a realistic sized head.
Yep. So here, we're going to talk a little bit about body proportions and how to fit the head in. If you divide, you take a line, it could be as long as you want or short as you want. As long as the proportions are good, you're good. Divide that in half. Is that halfway?
A little bit lower.
A little bit lower? Okay. Here?
Yeah.
Okay. That's halfway.
It's hard for her to see because she has to lean back,
Go like
or else
this.
she'll cover the camera.
Yeah, I would.
But I can see because I'm watching the stream.
Yeah. So here, this is your upper body, this is your lower body. Divide this in half. This is the bottom of your kneecaps. Maybe it should be a little bit lower.
Let's focus on the head.
Okay. Here, you're going to divide this top box into 3 equal parts. 3 equal parts?
Pretty good.
That's pretty good. Take this top part right here, divide that into thirds. That's not it. That's not two. That's not. Divide this into thirds. 2/3 of this box right here is the head shape, or is the head size.
So, that is an 8-head figure.
Yes.
Another way that you can come up with this same thing is you draw a line. You divide it in half. You divide this in half. And you divide this in half. Although that's a little bit.
But you can. It's like the same. It's the same measurement.
This is an 8-head figure. Mm-hmm. Although my head is really round.
No, it's the same size though.
Yeah. So
Like,
that's an
look at that.
8-head figure. However, not all the time you're going to have a person from top of the head to bottom of the foot. Maybe it's just a bust shot, and there's actually ways for figuring that out too.
Yeah. What I like to do is
Shadow Ayana, thank you for the follows.
if I just want to draw like starting with the head, I can just draw a line, divide this into thirds. Let me see if I can. I cannot measure correctly today for some reason. Okay, this is thirds. This is the whole entire head. If you want to get the neck measurement, take one more third. That's your neck, the base of your neck. One hand length across, or you could take this measurement up here. You could take the top of the head to the bottom of the nose. Measure that. Take that measurement on both sides. This is your clavicle or your collarbone, and out comes your shoulders.
There we go. So I'll give you something to screenshot.
Do it.
You can screenshot this. It's a little bit hard to see on TikTok, but this is human proportional measurement. Generally, nobody is the right size, so therefore the easiest method is the best method. If none of them are accurate anyways, then I conclude that the best method is actually the easiest one. There's like really complicated methods, but they're just as inaccurate. So this is pretty good. This is the method that most pros use.
You can even do this one down here.
Yeah. So again, I didn't invent this method. You will learn this method in Morpho You will learn this method in Michael Hampton's figure drawing book. You take any professional figure drawing class, this is the proportional method that they use.
I'd love an ebook format. We have book 1 as an ebook.
Yes, we have book 1 as an ebook.
About the head, what about low and high angles? The measure of divide in half works. Would it work? Well, that would be a little bit tricky.
That has to do with foreshortening.
That would have to do with foreshortening.
If you take any box and you divide it in half, it will give you the center point. This works in foreshortened as well. So what I mean is, if this is in perspective, like this, so this plane is in perspective, you can subdivide this. I can't draw a straight line from that angle. This will, what the heck? This will give you the halfway point as well. It works in perspective as well.
So somebody asked how to draw the body from the front, and also how to draw a scrunched up body, like hands to the knees.
Also, this is like a lot of the basics of figure drawing in proportion, but you have to practice this a lot. And I mean a lot. You have to draw like thousands of figures. Like, there's no way to kind of just learn this stuff superficially and hear it and all of a sudden you're good at it. This stuff takes a lot of practice to get good at. Let me... what should I tell my friend when he wants to skip the basics and focus on anatomy and figures? Anatomy and figures is part of the basics.
It is part of the basics.
What do you mean by basics exactly?
Sometimes they just gotta know when their boundaries are or when their limits are, and then be like, okay, fine, I gotta learn the basics.
Hey, I had a question for the school. In the website, how do you pay? After paying, what happens? So you pay by going to the checkout. You click the buy button, and you go to the checkout, and you input your card information and stuff. And then as soon as you pay, you get brought directly to your class dashboard where you can watch any of the classes. He doesn't care about line quality, confidence, shapes, or anything like that. I had a friend that was kind of like that. The dude just wanted to draw. And honestly, just let him draw. Let him draw. Let him have fun with it. A lot of people will develop an intuitive feeling for line quality and everything as they get better, as they progress. It honestly just takes some time sometimes.
Take some time for them to also be like, okay, now I gotta focus on this, I gotta focus on that. There's no like linear, like set way to do. Sometimes people just skip, and other times they're like, okay, I gotta go back to basics. I skipped.
Yeah, and the more you try to force someone into something, the more they tend to resist. So if you really want them to learn something, maybe set up some sort of a practice schedule where you draw together, and maybe you can encourage them by demonstrating and leading from the front rather than trying to push. That's only if you really, really, really want them to learn. And it doesn't matter. And I'll say, that friend that I'm talking about, he's now one of the lead artists for World of Warcraft. He's one of my highest paid friends that gets paid the most from his art. The dude just wanted to draw, and he drew and drew and drew and drew and drew, and he always ignored shape language and classes and stuff like that, and he just had this really good natural ability to get better. His name is David, and he is one of the main artists on World of Warcraft.
Okay.
And I met him back when we were both students. I met him when he was 19. Yeah. I don't see a point in doing art if you don't enjoy it.
I think part of knowing how to draw a scrunched up body is understanding the spine. Like, how does the spine go back and forth? The spine can go back like this. It can go forward like that. And if you're drawing a scrunched up person, their spine is going to go inward or just like over like this. And then you're basically going to fit the rib cage in that curve. Rib cage and pelvis in that curve.
Oh my gosh, got both books in there, really useful. Awesome,
Yay!
Thank you. I'd love an ebook format, coffee acquired. What about the head? What about low and high angle, the measurements? Yeah, divide in half works in perspective. Of course, It's not, that doesn't mean it's easy. It just means it still works. Thanks for providing those tips and learning sessions for free. Yeah. I think the problem is people don't want to take 5 to 10 plus years to learn how to draw when they have bills to pay and mouths to feed, or they fear dying before doing any professional work. Yeah, it takes time.
It does.
It takes a lot of time.
You also notice that when I'm drawing in the feet, they end also at the booty butt. So if you have legs that are longer than the butt, they're probably sitting on something, or something's wrong. So make sure that the feet and the butt are landing on the same plane of existence.
Yeah. I'm long past the days, maybe not past, maybe trying to get past the days of trying to force my opinion on other people in terms of what they should do. Like, if they want to take the advice, that's totally fine. If they don't, you do you. Cookies, hello. Hello, Dean. Yeah, if people want to learn and show up and hang out and practice, like, we have people who come to our streams and they follow along with all of the lessons and they draw them themselves and they make notes and everything. Those are my kind of students. Those are my kind of people. Like Miley.
Yep. Miley and I know someone else did those sketches too. They draw the sheets and stuff.
Can you do a sort of perspective type lesson? This is very helpful to learn. I draw Pokemon art and I try making my own Pokemon characters because I want to make my own Pokemon manga. That's awesome.
That's so nice.
That's a lot of fun.
I remember reading the first, I think, well, it's like one of the old Pokemon mangas, and I was like, oh, this is so cool. But anyways.
What am I doing? Love it. Awesome. Jinxie, hello. Diana, hello.
What else were we going to do?
I don't know.
Color theory? Do you want to teach a bit of color theory? Not yet. I don't know.
Who was the one that wanted to learn about color theory?
If you're still here, let me know. And tips on mouths. Mouths. Okay. We could do some mouths. I think mouths, I think mouths look really goofy, and is really goofy when you draw them at a 3/4 angle because you don't understand the form. And what I realized was, Yaz said color theory. You gotta wrap the mouth around a sort of a round form, because that's where the teeth are. If you give me the skull, please.
Okay.
Skull, please. Thank you.
Yes.
So if you look at the skull right here, you can see that the teeth is a round form, and the lips go over the teeth. So that's why a lot of artists simplify this part as like a ball. And when you draw the mouth, there's going to be like it's going to affect the mouth in some way. You're going to see a shorter side on the far side and a longer side on the face, on the side that's facing towards you. Same thing when it comes to like open mouths, right? This side is flat, that's going farther away from you, but you'll see more roundness on the side that's facing you. But really, you can draw whatever shape that you want and add in teeth and a tongue, and it would make sense.
It's just a hole. Like, a hole can be any shape.
Yeah, that's true.
Obviously, there are unaesthetic and there are more aesthetic shapes, but technically a hole can pretty much be any shape you want.
Yeah, like you can have a mouth like this, and they're kind of like clicking their tongue. They're like, they're like that. They're like annoyed, right? And they just add some lips, and add, some bombastic side eye, and you got an expression. The brush is in the link in our profile.
Yes, you can go get the brush for free on our profile.
Noses?
What do you think is best to start drawing anime characters? I'm not sure exactly what you mean.
I think just start.
Yeah, just do it.
Don't think about the best way, just do it.
Go,
that's how I started.
Draw 500 characters, and then reassess.
Yeah.
Start, draw 500 characters, do the best of your ability on every single one, and then stop, look at them all, and assess. And maybe talk to an artist and get some feedback on them and say, hey, I did 500 drawings of characters. Can you help me out here? Jake from State Farm, follow the live creator. Thank you.
Thank you. We got another Jake.
Where can I buy that skull? It's just on Amazon.
Yeah. So I drew a nose that's like a very simple blockout. This is what I use all the time for like even portraits and stuff that are not anime.
Hey, Emma Wemma.
Hey. It's a box with a trapezoid bottom. And then for anime style, you can just simplify it to this.
Ugh.
This is the bridge of the nose. This is the keystone corner. This is the bridge of the nose, which is this part and that part. You won't see this part right here because it's too descriptive for anime. So most of the time you'll just see a nostril on the side.
Emperador Brandy, thank you for the follow. Lucille, thanks for the follow. Tips on nostrils. I might pick up a book or that synthetic human figure.
Ooh. Oh, you mean this
Awesome.
one?
That one?
You mean this guy?
Yeah, if you've got the cash.
Yep.
I love it. We got 2 of them.
Oh, DFX is on TikTok as well.
Hello. Your local nerd, Maya. Thank you for the follow.
Like, you can definitely have another style of nose where it's like a lot more chiseled and you actually see the bridge of the nose. That's for like a more adult character and more like mature. One of our characters, Victor, has this type of nose. You can even see a little bit of that, this part right here, down here. It's more like how much do you want to show. For a very pretty character, you show less. For a more distinctively old or really tough character, show more.
Now I'm playing with an action figure.
Nostrils are difficult because you kind of want to prevent them from looking like a pig's nose like this, right? It's kind of cute though. Let me just add a little face to it.
Board
Oh,
Stephen B.
it's cute.
Rin, thank you for the follows. That is kind of cute.
That's cute. What the heck? So I think understanding that for the nostrils, you got the bump of your nose.
This figure, no, the fingers can't move. It's tiny. Like, this hand is this big compared to my finger.
It's too tiny.
There are a couple of different hand positions. They're, like, detachable. Like that. And there are a couple different hands that you can put on it. It's a nice figure. It's just super expensive because it's all price gouged. Jinxie. That one's any too simple. Cena.
How would I
Thank you for the
describe-
follow.
How would I describe the nose, nostrils, and stuff? It's like a triangle at the bottom with a round cap on the side. And then inside the nose is it's not a hole like this. That's where you get a weirdly weird looking nostril. It's more of like an oblong shape like this. And if you can translate it onto a 3/4 view, it's going to be a lot slimmer. So it's just going to look more like a thicker dynamic shape. That's how you get a nostril. And then the other side, you can just imply the other side of the nostril there.
Eye tutorial?
Eye tutorial?
We can do eyes.
We can do eyes. I actually want to make an eye video as well.
Yeah. How is everybody doing, by the way? Regular check?
Regular check.
Who's here? Who's a regular that's here?
Let me actually
I
make-
thought regular checks would keep our regulars from saying me if we do a new person check. Yeah, they're different. They're different models though. If you want this exact one, they don't even manufacture it anymore. It's by Toa Heavy Industries. 1000 Toys. But there are other and this one's cheaper. The female one is less expensive, but it's a little bit less flexible. My tablet is dead. I'm here on YouTube.
Hello on... Wait, we're not supposed to say that word?
What? Did I say it?
Yeah. If you
I
want
can
to...
imagine the measurements of a body, seeing it in the front, but it's hard for me to imagine the proportion of the right leg where there is movement and angles. Yeah. Well...
Then you can start, like, looking at sizes of things in relation to, like, the body. Like, if the arm is moving up this way, and the leg is moving this way, well, I know that this forearm, and that including the hand, is about the size of my upper... is about the size of my upper leg right here. So I can take this measurement and be like, okay, there's this measurement right here. Make sure it's on the same... Make sure it's the same approximate size. That can probably help you a little bit. It's like finding proportions in relation to the other body parts.
Yeah, many body parts and measurements are the same. Yeah, are the same sizes or the same proportions.
Like, let me see here.
Ruby Garcia. Hello, I recently just started following you guys. At what time do you normally have live streams?
Ooh.
We stream at Monday, Wednesday, Friday 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Another thing that I like to do with arms is I take a line and I move that line downward one more. This is my upper arm. This is my lower arm. The hand is an attachment.
Yup. And if you go from the shoulder, what is it? From the shoulder to the end of the first knuckle, halfway is the elbow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So if you go from your shoulder to the end of your first knuckle right here, or is it this one?
I think that's your first. This is your knuckles, right?
Yeah, I don't remember which one it was. It's either this one or that one. The elbow is the halfway point. Like, there's a lot of different tips.
Ways.
And if you get good at measuring halves, figure drawing becomes a lot easier. What's your advice for hands? They're very complicated mechanisms and require a lot of study. But there are ways to simplify it. Jake, we actually have a couple of TikToks on drawing hands specifically. 2 of them. One of our latest videos, I think our latest video that was uploaded, the one that was drawn with pencil, that one's actually on hands. You can go and watch it. There's a bunch of good tips in there.
You and I. Let me think. I think of eyes more just thinking about shapes. I already have, so whenever I'm drawing a head and I want to draw an eye on the inside, I already know what shape that I have. But if you don't know what shape or size you want them to be, I think that's where the eye line is really good. Or you can literally take 2 tick marks and draw like, okay, what if I made the eyes this big? This is about how big my eyes are going to be. And if I put my eyes in there, will it make sense? Or will it feel good? And if that is that what I want, then yes, like I'll go with it. Sometimes I'll be like, okay, well, what if I want the eyes to be like much narrower, like that? I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'll fit the eyes in here. Checks out. As long as the nose and the mouth are in a decent place, you can kind of really make the eyes anything. The only thing I would not do is I draw the nose and my eye goes beyond the nose. That does not look very good to me. So make sure that if your eyes are like really big, like this big, it can still work. Just make sure that the nose is like down here.
All right, Puck, thank you for the follow. Nickadoo, thank you for the follow as well. I don't know how to read that name. Vamv, thank you for the follow. Neil Perry, #1 fan, thanks for the follow. Sunshine Parade, Kenopsia, thank you for the follow. Jonah SMJW2 JW, how about that? Thank you for the follow. Mika, thanks for the follow. Mika, that's
Mika,
cute.
That's a cute name. I had a classmate named Mika in preschool.
Very cute name.
Yeah. We're always on the hunt for cute names. Maybe I'll give her some parted bangs. How about that?
Vivi Shark, thank you for the follows as well. Appreciate y'all being here, spending your valuable time with us. Brain rotting.
Brain rot? It's not brain rot. What are you talking about? Alright. I think another thing about eyes is there's a lash line that is actually pretty thick. Once again, it depends on the style. You can have a character that just looks like this for an eye, and that would check out. That depends on the character, of course. But if you don't want this, for most generic anime eyes, you're going to have a nice thick lash line because it just looks pretty. It's like makeup.
Dozed Star and Laffy, yeah. Thank you for the follow as well. How long are you usually live? A couple hours.
Couple hours. Sometimes the longer ones would be like 4 hours. But that's if we like get into a really cool subject and we talk about it. Okay, this is actually my first time drawing an existing character for now. But it's not really. It's kind of. Anyways.
Red website has more viewers than usual right now.
Oh, wow.
25.
Who's new on...
Who's
on
here?
Who's here?
Who is here?
On Red app.
The Last Goldfish. And when does it usually start? 4 p.m. Pacific. Special interest. Lord Trump, someone says. I'm glad you can believe in something. Hey, so I missed it, but What was the figure called? I'm thinking about getting it. Do you want to
I'll
write
write
it
it
down?
down. It's called Toa Heavy.
Why can't you say the red website name? Because TikTok likes to nerf people's streams who say words they don't like. I think that TikTok believes if you're sending people off of TikTok, they'll nuke your streams from orbit and nobody new will show up.
1/12 scale.
Got yourself a new follow. Awesome.
Thank
Special
you.
interest. Welcome aboard. You can't mention the purple app as well. I would assume.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay,
Yeah.
well, this is the toy.
Red website shorts. Yeah, I made that
You
post.
made that pose. Colton made such a cute pose. I'm like genuinely shocked. I felt like Snow White. Oh,
The
like
last
that.
goldfish. Thank you for the follow. Special interest. Awesome.
That's such a cute pose. Good job, Colton. You know exactly how to make an anime pose. In fact, I want to draw that pose right now. Anyways,
So
Hopefully-
Demir,
hopefully that was helpful with eyes and stuff.
y'all want to see what I was working on last night? I won't show you my Secret Santa, but I'll show you the some of the anatomy stuff I was doing. I was doing a little bit of figure drawing and adding in the muscles. What's
it.
this? Oh, that pose.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
Just a little bit of figure drawing, and then I decided to add the muscles over top to learn. I'm gonna be doing actually a bunch more of these.
Oh, how to draw hair. I can do that. Like hair on a head? Is that what you're talking about? Okay, hold up. I just gotta draw this figure real quick. There we go. Pose, pose. Woo, gesture. There we go. Alright.
Jake, yes, we actually have a couple of TikToks for clothes as well, so you can also check those out. One of them has Anya right here. This is a on all the basics of clothes. You can save it. It's nice and cute. That'll help. Anyways, hair.
Hair. Hair, you can start multiple ways with hair. I think one of the easiest ways is to start with mass. So like you'll notice that if I want to draw a specific hairstyle, I think of the outside first. So I can think of like, okay, maybe this hair is going to be straight, and it's going to be long, and it's going to be shaped like this. And once I have this general idea, I can kind of fill in the gaps with my brain. So then I can decide, okay, do I want the bangs to be parted like mine? Do I want it to be bald? I'm kidding. Do I want it to be like side swept? I think side swept would be really cool, but maybe it's like really voluptuous or something. So I'm gonna mark my starting point on the side because that's where I want it to be. So I know I will also see my hairline. I actually should have made it a little bit higher. But this is where you can start off with the head and just draw like stuff over on top. So now all I'm doing is I'm figuring out, okay, what's gonna be inside the shape? Do I want hair that is overlapping over the face like this? That'd be actually really cool. I'll see the inside of the hairline and I'll see the top side of the hair. This is how you can create really interesting hairstyles.
Zigo, hello.
Zigo!
Gojo, Six Eyes, Elizabeth, thank you for the follow. Isa, Chirag, thank you for the follow. Ilest, Daniel, It's Moody, thank you for the follows. Can
Thank
you talk
you.
about faces that are looking up at the sky?
Oh boy.
Do you want to make a note on that?
Yeah.
And then someone says, do you guys plan on making a book dedicated to just anatomy? That's the main thing I struggle with.
Honestly?
I
that
don't
would
think
give
we're
me a
going
lot.
to make an anatomy specific book anytime soon, but you're in luck because there are already a bunch of really good anatomy books out there. But hair right now.
I also like to think of hair in different sections. So like rather than thinking of it all at once, I think I'm just going to focus on the bangs and how do I want the bangs to be figured out. And then after that, I move on to the sides, or kind of like this part right here. And that is to create extra volume. So what's the texture of that?
Abby Bokros. I have a OC named Abby, so I'm absolutely biased. Can you talk about the neck, connection of the neck to the head? I always get confused. Sure.
Well, we can do that on here, right? Do you think? Or
Yeah,
should we
maybe
just...
a couple more angles as well. But.
Sure. So, once again, not once again, what am I talking about? For the neck isn't necessarily straight, going straight down like this. That's kind of unnatural. Although this doesn't look bad, but most of the time necks will be angled out in some degree. Like that. So if I'm drawing a head like this, rather than making it straight down like this where it looks very unnatural, I'm going to shift it to the side and it's going to go behind the chin, but not going past the back of the head. This is going to be a neck that's way too thick. The back of the head comes out and then curls in, and then out comes the neck. And this neck size will change depending on the type of character that you're doing. And the neck is a cylinder. Looks like that. And we'll draw more necks in a little bit.
The connection of the neck to the head.
Well,
the head is kind of...
Oh.
If I can draw this...
We're gonna move this over a little bit.
What?
We're gonna move this over like this.
Oh. The head... Can I draw it from this weird angle?
Can you?
The head is kind of shaped like this. From the jaw. I don't like that tangent right there. There. It's kind of shaped like this. And so the neck will connect into this kind of shape right here. So we actually have a little section on it. Is that in book 1?
Yeah, that's actually in book 1, yeah. If
I'll explain... I'll find the part where it talks about the head connecting. Here it is. Yeah, it's kind of like this shape here. So the head is, or the neck is not like fitting into just perfectly a cylinder. It's almost like you have a cylinder like this, and part of it has been like chopped and brought down like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like.
So a lot of people struggle with that. So it makes more sense if you think about the head connecting in, like fitting in like a stepped cylinder. Because you got your jaw, right? If you look at my head, my jaw comes right here, right? And then my head, the skull comes back around, and my head shape is like this. It goes down, and then the chin, or the underneath of the neck area, you have like your hyoid bone and your Adam's apple and all that kind of stuff, and that connects underneath of the chin, so you have like this little area.
The bottom of the chin, you also see this like round form.
Yep.
Right underneath here. And that's kind of like where the neck muscles come out as well.
Yep, you are welcome. Yes, you are welcome. And by the way, everybody, we do have a Discord server. It's a big Discord server. There's weekly and monthly challenges. There's a Secret Santa going on right now, although...
submissions are over.
Submissions are already closed for that, but... We'll also be doing a 12-hour-long stream next Monday, where we will be live for 12 hours straight. We'll probably be starting at around 11 Pacific in the morning. And we'll be doing a lot of fun stuff, including an art show from the community and the Secret Santa and all that kind of stuff. So yes, it is confirmed. We are doing a 12-hour live stream on Monday, the 23rd. And the reason it's on a Monday and not a Saturday is because that's when the Secret Santa is.
So we thought that it'd be a great way to make a long stream.
We're in Arizona. We're here in Phoenix.
I want to talk a little bit more on hair, because I only drew like one hairstyle and I don't think it was very in depth. But I also have a how to shade video series on where YT.
Oh yeah.
So you can check that out as well on our channel.
Narnia. Thank you for the follow. Where do I find the Discord? There's a linky on our profile, and you can find it there. Otherwise, you can find us you can send us a direct message on TikTok and ask for the invite, and I will send it to you. So either way.
We're not just showing Secret Santas. We'll probably also do some OC drawing.
No, we couldn't. There's no way Secret Santa would last 12 hours.
No way. No way.
Thank you for sharing.
Another way to think about hair is ribbons. Overlapping ribbons on top of each other. So here is one ribbon that's curved. But just having that ribbon alone is kind of lonely. So let's give it another ribbon underneath. And that has a bit of overlap. Oh, that's looking a little bit better. Let's do like a small one over on top of these two ribbons. Okay, now it's starting to look like hair. As long as you get the overlaps correct, not correct, but overlaps looking nice. I don't think there's such thing as completely correct. It just means looking nice. If you get these to look nice, you got hair. So I can translate that onto bangs, for example. I can have one large clump in the front, on the side, some overlaps, and this is how you can also imply detail without drawing so many like tiny little hairs like this, right? Because this is primitive, but adding overlaps is like the elegant way to do things, right? At least I think it is. It's like another way to add detail without overwhelming your viewer.
Well, using a shape to break up another shape is big brain.
Yeah.
Are these lives recorded to watch after we miss some? Yes.
Yes.
Over on Red website, you can. We're actually live there right now as well. You can find. We have the same username there, Draw Anime Academy, and so. Yeah, you can find us. There's 27 people watching us there right now, and they are automatically all put up as VODs. What's the name of the site? It's the biggest website in the world. It is red with a play button. Yes, it is. It is the YT. TikTok likes nerfing people's streams when they get sent away from TikTok. So yes, the website, the video website.
I don't know what other clever way to call it.
Yeah, red play button.
Yeah, I think play button is good.
The tube?
The tube. So you'll notice that when I'm drawing these strands right here, it's just another ribbon. It's a ribbon that is going away from us, and this one is going towards us. That's what the ribbon looks like. So I'm translating that shape onto this piece of hair right here.
I should hop on that live. Okay, good, because I'm about to be a baddie for Christmas. Nice. Could you talk about ruffles?
Ruffles?
I think you mean ruffles, right, Kiara?
Yeah.
Kiara Mochi. That's a username. That's great.
That is a cute username. I like it.
Alley Coloring Books. Hello. Welcome back.
Hey, welcome back.
Good to see y'all.
Ruffles.
The tube. Maybe we say the tube.
The tube. We'll do that. So, actually, I saw a really good breakdown on how to draw ruffles. Draw a cylinder. Draw a cylinder of the area of effect that you want. So here, I drew a cylinder. This is going to be where my ruffle is going to be placed.
Hands tutorial?
And then I'm going to... Sure, we can do hands. Some hands.
We could do some hands today.
Yeah.
A couple people have asked about it, so
Okay.
we'll do it.
Why is this tilted?
What is
Oh, well,
tilted?
nothing. I was just drawing tilted, not knowing that my canvas was tilted. So, okay, there we go. So I drew a cylinder, and here I'm gonna just draw a bunch of squiggly lines. These can be really even, or these can be kind of messy. I like more messier, kind of uneven ruffles because it's just more variety that way. But you can do whatever you want, and I'm drawing those squiggly lines along the form of the cylinder, and then I'm going to connect these tubes to the ends. So the thing about ruffles is that it's thin towards the beginning and then thicker towards the end. So you really want to keep that in mind. It's not gonna go like this. This is not a ruffle. It's gonna look a little bit awkward. So want to make sure that the bottom is the wider part, because they're just a bunch of cones. And what also happens with ruffles is that there's even just a bunch of bumps along this part. You'll notice that I'm drawing a bunch of bumps because that is a 3D form, and it's being tied into this band right here, so that's why we're going to see a lot of that. And then we'll also see the underside of the ruffle here. So the more you see the underside of a ribbon, or even just a ruffle, the more dynamic it's going to be.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got a couple questions on the tube. What kind of routine/learning procedures did y'all do to learn anatomy? Because I'm doing like 1 week for one body part, but I just want to know how other people did their routine. And then we have another one. Any advice for someone just starting to draw? So I'll answer the second one first. I would say, what are your goals? What specifically do you want to get better at drawing? Because even though drawing fundamentals are pretty much the same, there's definitely different approaches and ways to learn. Like, if you want to be a transportation designer and draw cars, you're not going to do the same exercises if you want to be, like, a character artist. Totally different exercises. Even though they're both on, in perspective in 3D and stuff like that, and they both have shape and form language. So, the first question, we've both taken a lot of figure drawing classes and have learned a lot of different processes for learning how to do people drawing. And geeked out my mind. I'll answer your question in a bit as well. That's a good question. So anyways, generally, if you want to get better at anatomy and figure drawing, I would say learn a process and then follow that process over and over and over and over. So there's really no point in learning anatomy, like the muscles and their locations, if you don't have a solid human figure to put them on. Right? Like, if you can't correctly proportion a human, I don't see why you would need to know the deltoid, or how it would be very useful, for example, right? So, almost every single figure drawing, actually, I would say every figure drawing class you would ever take has a section of the class dedicated to teaching students how to set up their proportions, right? That's like the proportional method that I was explaining earlier. You get any figure drawing book, not necessarily an anatomy book, but a figure drawing book. Because anatomy books usually teach the muscles and stuff. Like, they'll teach proportions and stuff too, but you're going to learn stuff like this. Setting up a figure to then put the muscles on top of. So, I would recommend learning something like this. This is Michael Hampton's book. He also has a RedTube channel. RedTube, that's not good. He also has a channel on Red app, Red website.
Your I don't know.
That you can find. If I say that word, then TikTok nerfs our streams, so I'm trying to find alternative. YT, Red app, yes. Great channel. Really, 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 really good channel. So, go check it out. Michael Hampton. He shows you how to do construction and stuff. But if you want to learn Play Button app, that's not too bad.
That's a good one.
Thank you, chat. Good advice.
Chat's been very helpful.
After you do a bunch of constructions, then you are ready to start putting anatomy on top of it. Alright? And so, what you can do is you can find Eckershey models online, which is like where there's no skin and you just see the muscles. So, you can buy books like Morpho, which is actually an anatomy book that teaches you the muscles and stuff. And so then, on top of your figure construction, you can start adding these and learning the locations and stuff like that. So, that would be my advice for that question. Most figure drawing classes you take, again, the first third or the first quarter of the class is setting up a figure with proportion, and then they start going through the muscles and actually putting it on the body. And, like I said earlier, I showed some stuff that I did last night.
What does cheesing mean, Danny?
And it would look something along the lines of this, right? I did a figure drawing and then I added the muscles on top. Like that. So if you want to learn anatomy, that's what I would recommend.
Thank you, Leo and D, for the follow. I forgot to say hi to Danny Draws, because she said that she was late.
Danny Draws.
Danny Draws is here.
Leo, hello. D, thank you for the follow. Brisk, thank you for the follow. There's a lot of...
To goob, like you, like YT, but the letters are...
Mostly characters / manga or cartoons is my interest. So do you want to like write your own webcomic?
Hey,
or do you just want to draw like one-off characters or something? Yeah, they're really good books. But again, like, books are nothing without practice. Like, books are like a store of information, but being able to draw takes a lot of practice. How important is it to learn muscles? It depends what you want to do. 99% of people, not all that important. And a lot of people would disagree with me on that. A lot of beginner artists who are not professionals and have strong opinions that generally don't really know what they're talking about But if you ask any professional artist, even character artists, it's not nearly as important as people make it out to be. It's not that it's not important at all. It's just not as important as other things that everybody likes to ignore. Like proportion and general volumes and stuff. But like, I mean, if you want to be a pro, you definitely want to take like an anatomy class and learn the basics. I have a friend who's an art director at the second biggest or first biggest concept art studio in the world, and he has aphantasia and doesn't know any of the muscle names. He doesn't know any of them. So the way he learned anatomy was by focusing on what mechanisms the muscles push and pull.
Mm-hmm. The brush is free, orange. You can get it in the link in our profile.
Are character 360s as useful as an exercise for practicing volume as professors consistently say? What is character 360s? Does that mean like drawing a character?
Like a turnaround?
Like a turnaround? Like drawing a character, the same character from different angles? How to draw torso?
Torso? I can do that. I was kind of drawing a bit of hands.
Aphantasia is the thing where you can't imagine images, right? Yeah.
How many of y'all have aphantasia? I'm just kind of wondering.
Yeah, turnaround. So, Sonic, or Vink. Sorry, we just watched One Punch Man, so Speed of Sound Sonic is on my mind. I think it's pretty useful. I don't know animation very well, but it's pretty useful because it forces you to figure out how to draw the same thing from different directions. I'll tell you this. I talked to one of my buddies a while back. He's an artist, a concept artist on the Overwatch team at Blizzard, and I was talking to him about really good exercises to get better, and he specifically was saying drawing from a reference, but you turn the character and draw them at a different angle than the reference is. So same pose, different angle than the reference shows. And you can do that multiple times. And he said it's one of the best exercises that helped him the most. So for example, right, I don't know, let's just say that this guy's posed like this, right? So he's sitting here.
Yeah, Layla, I'll talk about hands in a bed, just don't want to interrupt.
Okay, so this dude's here, and he's sitting, right? So you look at him like this, but you draw him from the back view. So you're looking at this, but you're drawing this. That's a really good exercise.
Well, you're not like like, let's say you have the figure here. You have the figure here, but you're drawing the backside first, so you're not turning it. You're not cheating. I'm not kidding. That's not called cheating. It's just, you're just trying to, reverse engineer the body in a back view without having to turn this.
Yeah.
Over to
and you do
side.
that from all different angles. It's a really good exercise. It's very hard. You need, background. You need to be decent at figure drawing in the first place to do it. But that's a really good exercise. So, yeah, I would say turnarounds. Again, I'm not an animator. I don't know that industry very well. But drawing things at different angles, drawing the same thing at many different angles is really, really good. It's really useful.
Talk about drawing hands for a little bit.
What's the name of the figure? She wrote it down earlier.
Right up here.
So take a screenshot of that. That's the name of the figure.
Toa Heavy Industries 1000 Toys 1/12 scale. They're pretty pricey though. But I love that figure. It's great.
Yep. They're expensive. Because they're out of they don't manufacture them anymore, and all of the ones that are available are being resold. So they're all price gouged. What are your thoughts on figure drawing? Oh, I love figure drawing.
I love it. It's one of the best ways to get good at drawing people.
I like figure drawing.
I would say figure drawing is like a very good generalist type thing to do. Like it'll just get you good in general. Like the more you do it, because it just helps you to understand the forms and stuff. All right, so y'all want to know how to draw some hands? Draw your hand like a pentagon. Your palm.
Stell. Can I take a screenshot of the full screen of this? I would say all of these get posted, because there's usually multiple pages as well by the time we're done. They all get posted in a channel in our Discord server.
Yep.
At the end of stream. So if you want, you can join our Discord server and download this and all of the previous live stream what is it called? All of the
Demos?
previous live stream demos and stuff, because it shows up really small on TikTok. Or you could go over to our, what did that one person call it? Red play button?
Play button app?
Yeah, red play button app, where we're also live. And watch the replay in 1080p. And this is what it looks like. So we're live right now. That's what the screen looks like. So if you want a much larger version, you can go over there. She is so talented.
Oh, thank you. So I drew a pentagon, and I found the center of that pentagon, and I moved it up 4 times. These are my fingers. If I'm drawing my hand, like kind of spread out a bit, these can all be, moved. These can all like spread out from like a certain point, which is the bottom right here. Now your middle finger is approximately the same size as your palm, so you could use that as a measurement to measure like how big your palm should be. And then the rest of the fingers are just shorter than that. And then I think of my fingers like little French fries.
What's your favorite thing to draw?
Women, girls specifically.
How can I understand art? Because I want to improve, so can create characters and make a turnaround.
Actually, we
draw a lot.
teach that. Yeah, draw a lot. But we also teach how to do exactly that in our anime art school.
Yeah.
I do character turnarounds and stuff.
Yes. So, by the way, if you are new, we are Draw Anime Academy. That is our channel. We have 2 books published that sell well. A lot of people like them.
That's
Book 1
That's also book
and
1.
book 1 and book 1. What the heck? Did I just perform a magic trick and not realize it?
I think it's underneath your iPad.
The heck? Oh, here it is. Book 1 and book 2. So, yeah, we also have a school online. You can check it out on the linky on our profile. We teach figure drawing, so we've been talking a lot about figure drawing. We have an entire 12-week class on figure drawing. We have a costume drawing class online. We have character design classes. We have perspective classes. We have painting classes, background classes, all that kind of thing. It is called Anime Art School, and you can find it on the linky on our profile.
Or you can DM us if
Are
you
your
ask
books
have
on
any
Amazon?
questions.
Yes, they are.
Yep.
You can find them on Amazon. But yeah, so you can take a screenshot of this. If you want to check out the school, you'll learn a whole bunch of the stuff that you've been asking about in your questions.
Much more in depth too.
Much more in depth.
And you have it forever.
Classes, and you will get good homework exercise assignments to do it. And so, yeah, that's what we do. Otherwise, we're always live here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Is it better to order straight from us? You'd have to order them from Amazon. Right now, we only have them print on demand from Amazon. We get so many orders, it would take all of our time to ship out books. So don't worry about it. Unless in the future we do expos and anime cons and stuff, I would absolutely love to sell our books there.
Yeah, that'd
Set
be
up a
wonderful.
booth, live stream, hang out. But that's something we want to do in the future when we are able to.
Yep. You know what I just realized? This muscle right here, so the part where it holds the fingers and your pinky, looks exactly like the foot. This is the foot shape, the bottom of your foot. There's the balls of your feet. This is the heel. It looks exactly like that, but...
Oh, absolutely, Meow. And I really appreciate it.
I think it's Maya.
Meow? Or Maya?
Maya.
Is it Maya? Sorry. Meow.
Yeah, it's cute though. I like it. I like it when you do that.
Maya? Did they spell it
I did ask them if it was Meow or Maya, and they said Maya.
Oh, wow. Do you have tips? Okay, I did see something, kind of complex question, but what are... I don't know what that word's supposed to be. It looks like a typo. Key things to have in a MA college app to stand out. What is an MA, Matt?
What's a MA?
She tells you every time how to say it. Oh, in your opinion. I don't know. I dropped out of college. I got hired and left college in order to work professionally. Masters of Art? I don't know. I would say... I mean, I would always just focus on having the best portfolio possible. I had a mentor when I was in school. I went to a trade school to study industrial design. And I had a mentor, and he was always telling me, don't go for the internship, just go for the job. So I worked extra hard and put in extra hours so I could try and skip the internship and go straight for the job. And because of that, I was able to actually just get the job. And that's what it was. So I actually got a job offer before I graduated from the trade school. And yeah, that was how that worked.
I just realized something about the fingers.
In your particular industry, I don't know. There's different industries work different ways. I was going into concept art, and so concept art is entirely portfolio based, which means the client sees your portfolio, and based on that and that alone, they hire you or not. But I kind of have general advice that I give to everybody, which is find people who are currently working professionally in the career that you want to get into and email them and ask them. That's what I would say. Find people who are currently doing the job that you want to do. Because everybody always says, like, oh, ask the college professors. And it's like, well, a lot of the time the college professors haven't even done the job they're teaching you to do. So my advice is always find a group of people who are doing exactly what you want to do professionally, send them all emails and ask them for their advice. How do you get in? Is there anything I should know? What do you think of my portfolio? What do I need to do in order to get hired? All that kind of stuff.
I think, don't your fingers kind of like bend almost 90 degrees like this? Oh, that's it.
Just got a new job at a coffee shop, so hopefully I can save up for a drawing tablet. Awesome.
Awesome. This is, by the way, an iPad, not a Wacom or Cintiq, although I love both. I feel like the finger and the knuckles kind of work similarly to the kneecap, but I have to figure out how.
Since you dropped out of college, do you recommend college? That's a really specific question.
That is a very...
or a really general question, and I would say it completely depends on your industry.
Yeah.
Like I said, I do concept art. That's what I'm professionally trained in, and concept art is portfolio based. So as soon as you are hireable in terms of your work quality, you can get hired. And that's... But like I said, it's really contextual. So say you live in Australia and you want to get hired in the States. Well, you're going to have a higher chance of getting hired in the States if you have a degree. If you want to work overseas, if you want a better chance at a visa, a degree would help with that. So it's not like some blank... I can't just say yes or no.
Just depends on what the industry that you're going into.
And I don't want to mislead anybody in any particular industries. That's why I always say ask someone who is currently working professionally.
Hey, Swag. Yeah, drawing tablet's great. I think iPads are wonderful for like on-the-go drawing, like just quick drawing, like pull it out and you're there. But for like a tablet and a computer, you can work with more heavier programs like Photoshop and stuff. So it's really whatever you want. I like both.
What if you don't know what industry you want to go on with your art career? Well, you can't get hired in an industry you're not preparing for. Or I should say, since different art jobs require so many different things, I would say if you know you want to go into some sort of industry or some sort of art-based industry, I would just try different stuff out. Give stuff a try.
I'd say if you're going to go into an art industry, your best bet is to be well-rounded, is to know the fundamentals. Because let's say if you want to go into illustration, but then you change your mind to go to animation or 2D animation. Well, those would include knowing how to draw. So most of art and, you know, doing commissions or doing illustrations or doing whatever is basically you're gonna have to learn how to draw for that. So
if it's a drawing
career, yeah, exactly.
I mean,
but you may want to go into 3D
different
animation, which will have a different skill set.
Yeah, I have a friend who was a 3D animator at Disney, and he never learned how to draw.
Yeah,
he worked on Bolt. He worked on...
I love that movie.
I think
we gotta watch it.
The Alice in Wonderland movie, not the old one.
Oh, the new one.
He worked on a couple of those movies. He never learned how to draw. He did everything in Maya. But he was an insanely good animator. So when he actually learned how to draw, he had to learn how to draw from scratch. He's actually the same guy that works at Blizzard.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was a Disney animator before. And when I say he didn't know how to draw, I mean he did not know how to draw.
Maybe like stickman?
Group compositions like in comics. I actually, sorry, I've been missing your question. I saw you ask that a couple times, Jake. I would say...
Ooh, nice, D. Hey, Kayla.
Group composition isn't really that much different than normal composition, in which it's all shape-based. So, figure composition is actually really... It's really hard to find good education on it. There's a book out there called Framed Ink.
Framed ink, yeah.
Framed Ink. Do you want to write that down?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll just write it down here. Framed ink.
By Marcos Mathieu. You don't have to say his name. You'd find it. There's Framed Ink 1 and Framed Ink 2. I actually have both of them. That's a really good place to start with composition. But just remember that since all composition is shape-based, if people... I don't know what this is.
It's just a box for a composition.
If people are generally the same size, how do you make big, medium, and small shapes, right? If most people are similarly sized, how do you make big, medium, and small shapes? You group.
You cluster them together.
You cluster them together. And so they will read as a single shape. So now you're able to go bigger, and maybe here's a medium.
Yep. And then you could go in and be like, okay, so what shape do I want the composition to be? Do I want it to be like this? Or...
Again,
I don't know.
There's not a lot of good education on this. We took a class by Will Weston on figure composition, but
I want to figure out this.
A lot of the difficulty of this sort of stuff is just in learning general
General what?
Sorry, stupid phone's being weird. Okay. It's just general composition.
Whoa.
Yeah. And there's like proscenium staging, which is like when the actors on the stage, you can see their whole bodies from head to toe. Cinematic staging is a bit more modern because we have like modern films and camera stuff where people can be cropped and you can have like establishing shots and shots from helicopters and worm's eye views and stuff. But back in the day when they had stage plays, it was all proscenium staging, which means you had actors literally on stage. Here's the stage, and they were acting, right? So this is proscenium staging.
Mm-hmm.
And more modern types of films and stuff have a lot more cropping and a lot more dynamic shots and stuff. So just keep that in mind as well. And number 3, storyboarding. I would say learn some storyboarding stuff. Modern day James has a really good channel, and he is an animator, and he sometimes will talk about storyboarding and go into composition as well with multiple characters. There's like up shots and down shots, and there's like the wide angle, there's the mid close, and then there's like the close up and extreme close up. So if you want to do comics, if you want to tell stories through your artwork, learn those, and that would be in like the basics of storyboarding.
Someone asked how to draw layered hair, so I'll do that really quick.
So I hope that's helpful.
Layered hair tends to have different lengths depending on the layers. So you'll see a lot of like shorter strands, longer strands. You'll see maybe like one section has shorter strands that lead to longer strands. So for instance, if I'm drawing like a shaggier, longer hairstyle that has layers in it, I will draw one part of the hair that's the shorter length, and I'll maybe draw that on the top. And then right underneath of this, I'm going to draw like a longer layer. And you'll notice that these forms overlap each other. That's generally how you're going to get a lot of layering. And then if I want to make it even more layered, I add, you know, one more big clump that's even longer. And because I see these overlaps and different lengths, it's going to feel like there's different sides and textures to it.
Yeah, overlaps.
Overlaps are key.
Overlaps are basically the number one way to create depth. There's like perspective and there's overlaps. And overlaps creates perspective.
Yeah.
If you want to do any sort of landscape drawing or painting, this is a landscape.
Hey.
It's like the same concept, right? I do this.
Add a person on it?
Yeah, I go mountains in the background and there's a person coming out of it.
Bro!
It's a landscape. Like, it has depth because it has overlaps. Right? You have clouds in the background.
Wait, we gotta draw it. See that.
Yeah,
Now
there
he
you go.
looks like he's climbing a beanstalk.
Yeah.
That's fun. Bye, Jay.
So, yeah, overlaps create depth. So, let's do this. We've got this. This is from Will Weston Graphic. And we've got this. Depth. This is a really important diagram.
The thing that crossed my interest was pursuing comics, but just for the art and not storytelling. Well, comics is storytelling.
I mean, if you want to draw the pictures for someone else's comic, there's a lot of people out there who do that.
That actually is a good job.
Like, you can be a comic artist and not actually write.
That's true, because there's definitely, like...
But you're writing someone else's story.
Yeah. Well, like, one of our students, Brooke NYC or something? Brooke YC? Anyways, she won a contest for, like, having her story be made. So she has, like, a team of, like, manga artists that do her story now.
Yeah. Is there any tips on how to draw any animal, or do you have to study each one individually? So there is a thing called comparative anatomy.
Yes.
Animals have most of the same muscles that humans do. They're different sizes and in different locations. But there are comparative anatomy classes out there that compare human anatomy with animal anatomy. And that's definitely worth looking into. Creature artists and people who design creatures and have to come up with realistic anatomy for animals that don't exist. There are comparative anatomy. So you can see that all of these have the same bones and muscles. They're just different shapes and sizes and lengths.
All very similar design. You can see that even in, like, the forearm section, there's going to be two bones.
Yep, the radius and the ulna.
I mean, like, that's literally... I mean, when you eat a chicken wing, you've gone through these bones before, right?
So again, if you start with human anatomy, you're going to have a major advantage because you're going to already know a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
But if you only want to draw animals, that's totally fine too. I would look into Terrell Whitlatch.
You want me to write that down?
Yeah. So there's a really famous animal creature drawing teacher out there. It's a lady. Her name is Terrell Whitlatch.
Legendary.
She is a legend. She has a number of books.
Creature designer.
I would grab her stuff. And she probably has some classes and stuff online as well. But very, very, very famous and highly skilled creature drawing teacher.
Mm-hmm. We use Procreate.
Yeah, it's Procreate. A lot of people on Webtoons hired artists or people who would color panels and such. Yep.
That's how they get them out.
Yummy.
What?
What?
Well, I was going to say, for our books, we just did it ourselves.
Yeah. Well, we wanted to learn how to draw.
That's true.
I would say, so who here currently on stream is new? Your first time showing up? If it's like your first time here, second time here, let me know. Especially on TikTok or, Red app. What did they call it earlier? What did they call it?
Play button app.
Play button app? Red play button? New first time on TikTok.
Awesome.
Fighting the demons to save need. Leo, hello. Rusty, not you. Icebait, welcome. Chuya Lover, I definitely recognize you. Molly, is it too late to ask for covering different expressions like anger and fear? Emperor Brandy.
I could do that.
Corina. Kaliga. Got into art like 2 months ago. Awesome. Yeah, welcome. Well, we are Draw Anime Academy. We go live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday to hang out and teach. And if you like the vibes, we also have a Discord server. And you can find it on the linky on our profile. Same with red play button people. If you check the description down at the bottom, there's a linky. And you can find our Discord invite on there as well. Stumbled upon your live like 6 months ago, and I love your Discord. Sorry, everybody. This Discord's being a...
But?
There you go. Stumbled on your live like 6 months ago, and I love the Discord, and I still can't say your name right. I'm humiliated. I'm so embarrassed.
Someone
I apologize.
thinks you're Caillou.
Caillou? Is that a bald person?
That's the bald kid, that cartoon. Caillou, I'm Caillou. You never seen that?
Mr. Clean. That one I recognize.
Alright. Anger and fear expression. So I drew these little 3 circles because we're probably going to do like a mild, spicy, and hot. Pretend these are jalapenos or red peppers.
They look like Jay.
They do look like Jay's. Whatever. You guys get the point. These are jalapeno peppers. And so, actually we covered this in our book as well. You want to hand me our second book?
Mm-mm.
Why not?
I'm just kidding. There you go.
The audacity. There they are. Wait. Alright.
I don't know where it is. Somewhere around there.
So in our second book, I drew a bunch of emotions. I started out with little circles, so I treated them like emojis, and then I translated that onto anime heads right here. And so I did a mild to intense because like angry expressions are super different, and same thing with like fear or surprise.
Kiara.
So we're gonna do something similar to that.
Kiara, you're new? Yeah, I don't recognize you. Did you just see us on your red play button homepage?
Kiara Mochi. Oh yeah, that's the girl with the cute name.
Yeah.
So anger. Let's see. Colm, give me a personality.
Mickey.
Okay, fine.
I'm kidding. Oh sure, I don't care.
Okay, we're gonna draw Colton's character Miki, or we're gonna base this character off of Miki.
How about June?
June? Sure, we can do June. Her anger expressions are not gonna look as intense though, but sure.
Do you want to do Miki instead then?
Miki instead is probably more expressive. So we're gonna do Miki. This is Colton's character right here. She's one of our mascots, and she's a very spunky girl. So we're gonna draw 3 different anger expressions for this type of character. So I think with Miki, since she's like very expressive, go ahead.
Do it. Draw Colton as Mr. Clean ASAP. Yes.
I like to think of trying to express everything for like every feature when it comes to angry or just any expressions that you have. If you have like, if I'm thinking of Miki being mildly annoyed, she's definitely gonna have her eyebrows furrowed. And when you push the eyebrows together, it's gonna have a crease right there. So make sure you don't forget to add that. If you don't add it, it's not gonna look as intense. So she's going to she's kind of looking I'm imagining this one. She's gonna look defiantly at you. So when someone's looking up at you, there's a bit of expression in there, right? It's not just at rest.
I want to say thank you, watching y'all. Awesome.
Thank you.
Logic Peterson. Thank you.
So this is where the eyes are at rest. There's nothing really happening. No, this could work because it's a mild, so maybe I'll keep it. But if we want to intensify the expression, we're gonna have to try harder than this. But this is mild, so we're going to give her this kind of frowny face. And you'll notice that I move the mouth more towards the side because that's more expressive than just drawing it plain right smack dab in the center. So I shift it over a little bit to give her a little bit more attitude. Have you watched Bungo Stray Dogs? Nope, never watched it. Well, I mean, I think we watched one episode. So this is when Miki is going to get a little bit more annoyed. So I'm going to think
Tilting the eyes more.
maybe I'll dilate the eyes a little bit. And maybe I'll furrow the brows even lower and make it uneven. So maybe we'll have one eyebrow going straight up or straight down and one a little bit tilted.
Lydia and Leezer, thank you for the follows.
And maybe she's like clenching her teeth. She's like, huh? You know, like, what are you talking about? So that's maybe another expression. And then very angry. Let me think of what she would do when she's very angry. Oh, okay, I know. Maybe she would be looking down at you. Maybe her face would be going like this. And maybe her mouth would be really big, going past the head.
She could even have like spiky teeth.
Yeah.
Anything honestly goes.
Anything that's aggressive. Sharp teeth, loud, big mouth.
You can use aggressive hatching in order to show it.
Maybe uneven eyes. Like that. I mean, that could work.
Do you have any tips on drawing expressions at different angles? Yeah. Think of the face as like Play-Doh. And you can stretch and morph the Play-Doh, but no matter what direction you look at it, it still has the same volume. So think about the face and emotions as like a stretchy rubber ball or Play-Doh, and it can, like, even this, like, you could draw this expression at a different angle.
Yeah, I could.
Like, for the most part. Like, you probably tweak a couple things, but, like, think of it like...
I mean, I could even stretch the chin like that.
Yeah.
If I wanted to be more comical.
Wouter Tulp has a really good class out there. It's kind of expensive. Look up Wouter Tulp's work. He has some really good expression sheets. He's like an artist that works on animation, and he designs characters for animations and stuff. And he teaches really good content on how to design really expressive emotions, but still keep your forms correctly in 3D.
You want me to write that down? Or nah? Wouter Tulp?
Yeah, might as well. Wouter. Tulp. So that's his name. You can find him on Instagram and stuff as well. He's very, very good.
Odd question, but what would your two first ones be? Girl, you're kind of late to that.
He's Dutch, yes.
Someone drew Colton as a ferret and drew me as a captain.
Yeah, I don't mind being a ferret.
Jake is a ferret. What's a bald what's a bald animal? Sphinx? You want to be a Sphinx cat? It's a completely hairless cat?
I'd rather be a naked mole rat.
A naked mole rat? Actually, that would be a pretty funny one. Let me see. Okay.
Someone scared.
Scared, yes.
So that would be the opposite, right? Whereas angry is like really pushed into the center.
Yeah.
Scared a lot of the time is like
melt,
like spread out. Like
yeah. Maybe we'll do Miko for this one. So if you're gonna draw like a shy, Miko's one of our other characters. Looks like this. She's kind of more shy. She's not as extroverted as Miki is. So I feel like she's a bit more likely to have more scared.
What if you just draw the same character scared?
Okay, sure. Then I'll do Miki still. Miki's scared. This one's gonna be kind of spooked.
Misaki drew Miki really well.
She
scared,
did.
I think.
So maybe this one is like... Also think about the story with the expression, right? Because your character's reacting to something. That's why they're expressing it. If you're just gonna draw like, okay, I'm just gonna draw someone sad, but I'm not gonna think about their story, their expression is gonna look very boring. So you gotta think, okay, what's happening? What's causing them to feel this way? Because her, like maybe feeling a chill in the wind will look very different than her being jump scared, right,
Yeah.
by something.
And some of these emotions will branch into different things based on their personality. So, for example, you have a character, and as they get more and more scared, depending on their personality, this one may be the fight, and this one may be the flight.
Yeah.
So this one is like they're running away, and this one is like they're a cornered rat that's attacking. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind. Based on your character's personality, they may express the same emotion in different ways, and it may pull off towards a certain direction.
Yeah. It's kind of thinking like a what if, or it's something like you have a question. If yes, if no, then it leads to another question. Something like that.
Like forks.
Yeah, like forks in the story.
Understand how your character or how the character you're illustrating responds to different emotions. That's going to really affect things.
Yeah. And you can also mix different emotions, right? Because this girl, or Miki right here, is shocked and kind of, like, showing, and kind of scared. So, she's not, like, scared, she's just kind of like jumped, like that. So that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for. So her eyes are going to be smaller. Maybe her mouth is a triangle because she's, like, pushing her mouth in. She's not screaming, but it's kind of slightly open. Maybe this one.
Why does this have like a slightly cinnamon smell to it? Smelling it?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Maybe it's just...
Maybe my nose is broken.
No, your nose is not broken. Oh, thank you, Maya. I got some comments on my hair earlier today, and I was like, oh, that's so sweet. Someone said that they want bangs. I thought I didn't cut them right, but they ended up doing pretty good today. Shock and confused, yeah.
And someone who's scared of a big monster attacking them, a lot of the time, it'll be different than if someone's scared because they just found out their crush likes someone else.
Yeah. See, like this one, she's spooked, but maybe this one, she gets jump scared by a ghost.
Yeah.
She's like, ah! So it's a little bit more intense, right? Because maybe she won't have any pupils, which shows...
Yeah.
Sometimes, if you don't need to show anything... Sometimes you don't have to show anything to have the expression.
And you can also do stuff like this.
Oh, I know what you're gonna do. Yeah. Yep, like that. You can also add like little
helps a lot.
jolties like that.
And these are things that aren't necessarily real. Like, this doesn't happen to people for real. Their skin doesn't go pointy.
It just feels like they're scared.
So I would find how other artists, and you could even have the eyes as hatch marks.
Like the eyes as hatch marks?
The one where their soul is leaving their body? Yeah, that one as well. Yeah, like the eyes can be hatch marks. Like, you can make it really small and go like...
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, that actually works really good. Because it feels like it's moving, right?
Yep.
If you just drew a solid shape, it doesn't look like it's moving.
It's motion.
But if you did this, now it looks like it's moving.
The SpongeBob realistic faces always fry me? Yeah. Imagine me as a 6-7-year-old kid seeing SpongeBob realistic faces for the first time.
Oh,
I made your brush too small.
Oops. Alright, so there's Miki actually kind of, like, scared. So this is scared, and this is going to be very scared. Let me think of what situation to put her in. I'm going to torture her for a little bit. I'm kidding, I can't.
How dare you.
Let me think. Hey, it's not character development if she doesn't go through some stuff.
Top 3 anime? Oh, is that a question? I didn't know what you meant by that earlier. If I'm going to be completely honest, I think One Punch Man is one of my top 3. Or, like, top 5. Easy.
Let me think.
We just got done watching season 1 and 2 of One Punch Man. So good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Really good writing.
Yeah, very good writing.
Attack on Titan was definitely a really good one.
Mm-hmm.
Animes that I like animes based on ones that I just can't stop watching, and I
love it.
Really believe what's happening. Like, really believe it.
This is creepy, but it's like that's the point. She's so scared that she looks scary.
Yeah.
That's another type of like they're freaking out so much that they look like a horror like film. It's like,
Yeah. I don't watch a ton of anime though. This anime, One Punch Man that we just watched, was the first anime that we watched since like May.
Yeah.
I adore Genos. Genos is great.
Genos is great.
It's crazy how every single character you just are instantly likable.
Yep. Well, there's a reason to like. I hated that pretty boy fighter guy, and then I really liked him again because he got beaten up and humbled, and I'm like,
the tournament guy.
yeah, the tournament guy. And then I also really like Garo. Like, I initially didn't like him at first, but now I'm like, oh my gosh, he's going through all these battles and toughing it out. Yeah. That's actually really honorable.
All right, Rusty, have a good one.
Oh, Colton, I was thinking some midnight thoughts. I was gonna say
King is very good.
King is very good.
But he's also very, they're very believable.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I think Miko, I know who Miko's type is gonna be. Guess.
No.
I think you already know the answer.
I don't know. I'm not like that. I don't sit there and daydream about ships.
Okay, fine. I was thinking
it's not a Colton thing
if Miko wanted a boy, I think she would want him to be like Moomin Rider.
Moomin Rider?
Yeah,
Moomin Rider. Moomin Rider is my type.
He is my type.
He's such a weakling.
He's a weakling, but
so good.
But like, he can just protect the family. Like if you got together with him, that he would just protect you with his life.
Moomin Rider deserved Saitama's power.
Yes, he did.
Such a good guy. Justice Crash.
Justice Punch. Every time I see Moomin Rider on screen, I tear up, like legitimately. Like
literally, I almost videotapes Christina. I'm like one of those cat AI voices. I almost videotaped Christina the other night because as soon as Moomin Rider came on, tears just started coming out of her eyes. Oh my gosh. Slight physiological horror. If you give Angels of Death a watch, you won't regret it.
Angels of Death?
Angels of Death. Is anyone else, or is my Wi-Fi just bad? It might honestly be us. I don't know.
But we didn't get the alarm yet.
My TikTok is not. Okay.
But yeah, I think Miko would totally like a guy who's like Moomin Rider.
Moomin Rider's just a good
He's
dude.
just a good dude.
He reminds me of Chris.
Yeah, he does.
I have a friend named Chris. And that's who he reminds me of. Chris is like Moomin Rider if he eventually got a lot stronger, just through sheer effort.
Yeah. Yeah. But he's like the hero of the people, right? He's always like, oh, there's people who are injured. We need to go and save them in the ICU. And I'm like, bro, you've thought that far?
How would you make the expressions more subtle? Slight asymmetry works really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Miko was slightly mad...
Okay, then I'll do that.
If she was slightly mad... Like, more subtle. Like more a Tira tweaking.
Oh, okay.
Like, you'd almost have, like...
Let me think.
You could probably even just do it with the eyebrows, for the most part. Yeah, so it's like, one eyebrow is kind of a slight check mark, and the other one is like...
There.
Can we get some Tira tweaking in the chat if we have any subscribers here on TikTok? Tori?
Danny?
Misaki? Daniela? How did you come up with Miko's design?
Oh, she was just a random doodle.
Miko's original name was Sensei.
Yes.
I have a file on my computer that's just called Sensei. And the first drawing that was ever made of Miko is this drawing right here.
Yep.
And this used to say Sensei. Right there. And so this is the first drawing of Miko ever made. This is lore for fans here. This is juicy lore. So this is the first drawing of Miko that was ever done. And then we decided later on that we needed more lore.
Yep. I remember we were like, okay, well, if she's going to be the mascot, we might as well put her everywhere. So we put her in the chapter illustrations. Where the heck are the chapter illustrations? Dang it. So long.
The colors.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I'm so dumb. Okay. Yeah, then we're like, okay, well, like, what if she was dressed like this? And then what if she was, what's her title page going to be like? And so we just drew her more, and we liked her more. We thought that she was super cute.
Yeah.
And then we were like, okay, but we can't just have only her, right?
Yeah,
and
so we
added
gave Miki and Miko. So my character that I made when I was a kid.
One. Go back. Back more.
I don't know what you're doing. Oh, the
this
chapter?
One.
Oh,
one.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we made Miki and Miko sisters, and here they are.
This was gonna be, I think, originally gonna be Miki's design for the Anime Academy, but then we didn't do that. So.
Yeah, I didn't want that to be her design.
Yeah. It's pretty iconic though with the blue though.
Well, you can see this looks way different than current Miki.
It does. It does look way different.
We'll get a picture of current Miki.
Current Miki is like this.
That's like a different style of Miki.
Oh.
Find like a chapter illustration of Miki.
Okay,
or
let me go
something.
find it.
Colors.
I'm trying to find. Not that one. There it is.
So there's Miki and Miko, and this is their like original designs from a couple of years ago, right here. So they actually look a bit different.
Yeah, they do. They do look a bit different. They went through some developments. Styles change. Oh, and then there's this one right here.
Yup. So that's how they came to be. And so Miki is spunky and like cutesy and teases, and Miko is sweet and nice.
Just a nice girl.
Yeah, Miki feels more energetic. Miki is actually the older one, but she's more
And not immature.
energetic.
But yeah, she's more energetic.
They're pretty opposites, yeah. But we also have a childhood story with them that I've been developing.
That's
That's
his
story.
baby.
That's kind of my baby. That's the thing that I work on.
Yeah. I work on more the high school girl project.
So here's young Miki and young Miko. And I did those ones. And then I have a number of
Series.
illustrations with them. And Abby is actually from the childhood project.
That one right there.
So yeah, I have a couple of illustrations that I did of Miko as a kid and Abby, which is a childhood friend of theirs. There's one. There's another one.
I love that one. I feel like you should post that one sometime when you finish.
And then there's another one with Miko and Abby, where they find kittens, a cat with kittens.
Well, they helped a cat, and then later that cat had kittens, and they
Yeah.
discovered it. Or they helped deliver the kittens, I guess.
Yeah.
I love this one. This
You
one
like
feels
that
very good. Feels really nice. Lunchbox.
Yeah, there's a lunchbox.
Bro, I would want that lunchbox out if I was a kid.
It's not a bad hand.
It's good. It's a good hand, yeah.
But anyways, so I did some illustrations of them as kids. Oh, and here's a little thing with Miki. So Miki can talk to ghosts, and she can sense ghosts, and sometimes they can appear. So this is like a little spooky thing that I made, where she sees a ghost, and there she is as a kid, and then she actually sees the ghost, and he's like, "Huh? She can see me?" But yeah,
As long as the ghost looks kind of cute, then
yeah, cute ghost.
cute ghost wouldn't make me have nightmares. Ugh.
Need help with my English assignment? It's drawing. Basically, I need shading tips. What kind of shading tips?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah, that's the story. That's kind of our story. Miko, my type.
Miko, my type.
Butt hurt from sitting on my hard chair.
I was gonna say my butt hurts.
Hello, the mystery artist. Is it because Saitama's bald too? Christina told me I need to cosplay as Saitama.
Yes.
I should, honestly.
Do you have a video on legs? Not yet.
No.
I do want to make a video on that though.
I've been getting a lot better at legs because of those
Yes.
drawings I did last night.
Mm-hmm.
Stardust. Oh! Stardust.
One box man.
Subscribe on TikTok.
Aw, thank you.
So now Stardust has access to the little stickers. Do you have a video on arms? Do we?
No, we don't have a video on arms. We gotta make some. I gotta make some for you. For the what's the app name again?
Does one of
Play
your books
button app?
teach how to draw chibis? No, neither of our books teach that. But we do have a class online on drawing them.
Yep, that's the same price as a little bit cheaper than our books actually.
Yeah, it's $20. and it's 16 hours long. It teaches all about drawing chibis.
Mm-hmm.
You can find it on our profile. See, we have Chibi art class right there.
You can just click on that image and it'll take you to the website.
Yup, and it teaches you all about drawing chibis, poses, body types. But we also have a TikTok on chibis as well. This one right here. It's pretty popular, 1.4 million views. And there's all types of stuff. So it teaches about drawing them, the volumes, and all that kind of stuff.
The Chibi course is not free. It's
No.
$20.
It's $20 for the Chibi class.
Mm-hmm.
But that TikTok that I just showed you, that is free.
Ooh, Dingy says they have 3 heads left. Nice.
I wait to get paid because I'm thinking of subbing. Awesome. Yeah, your subs really help you out. Help us out. I miss more online classes on Udemy. I have all the classes already lunched there. Yeah, we're not going to be uploading any more classes on Udemy.
We have our own platform now.
Udemy is really great for students, not very great for instructors. It's not great for instructors. It's really, really, really good for students. So, most instructors end up leaving the platform and doing something else. To give you an example, Udemy will sell a class for $10, and a bunch of the time instructors will make 70 cents.
Yeah.
So less than 10%. A lot of the time. Colosso, I've heard of Colosso. Potentially. I actually had someone on... Crap, what was that website?
CubeBrush.
CubeBrush.
Was it CubeBrush or
Yeah,
Flipboard?
I had someone on CubeBrush reach out to me in the past and ask if I wanted to
Honestly, that's pretty honorable.
put my classes on there. Isn't that Mark Burnett's site?
CubeBrush?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. It's either CubeBrush or Flip Normals, but I think it's maybe Flip Normals.
I've learned so much since watching you guys, even though this is my third watching. Awesome.
Aw, thank you.
Well, glad you came back.
Yeah.
Tips for drawing clothing.
Clothing.
The biggest problem, there's two main problems that people have usually when they try to draw clothes. Number one is not understanding the volumes underneath of the clothes.
Yeah.
And number two is not understanding the basic folds that clothes tend to fall into.
Yeah. So a lot of the time when people draw clothes, it'll kind of look like muddy. I can't draw bad clothes anymore, unfortunately. But like if they draw like pants or whatever, they'll kind of just like maybe there's like something there and there's something there, and
They'll
then
just draw
they
lines in all the wrong directions.
yeah, and then they'll
that'll
like
help.
kind of blend it and wonder like why it doesn't look like clothes.
Tips for drawing more realistic eyes. I have seen you ask that question a number of times, so we'll probably get to that one next.
Yeah. So
Too
I'd say
baddie for bad clothes.
if you want, I would say draw the mannequin underneath. It can be as simple as this because your clothes rest on top of it, and if you don't know how much excess the clothes is on, how much excess fabric the clothes has, how's it gonna rest on the body, right? Like if it's like a loose T-shirt, you're going to see some baggage hanging around the waist because that's usually where it ends. You're gonna see tension folds on the sleeves. There's going to be an opening in the sleeves because maybe it doesn't fill the whole entire arm, right? Maybe their arm is a little bit, is not as wide as the sleeve, so you'll see the inside. The chest will also be like a tension point, so you'll see like some folds coming from the top, draping down to the side, going downward like that. And if you see that pattern, you'll be able to draw clothes from imagination more easily, but you have to draw a lot of clothes first before you do that.
You mean from observation?
Yeah, from observation. Yeah, you got to draw a lot of clothes from observation before you like imagine them.
You know, what has to do with understanding?
Yeah.
You need to understand something inside and out before you can do it from your mind.
Yeah. So, but I would say most importantly, figure out the mannequin. Because that's what's going to help the clothes look like clothes later on. Realistic eyes? Well, I'd say, well, first of all, look at a reference, but I may find one. Is it more realistic or just like realistic?
Well, what about like the sphere and the eyelids wrapping?
Yeah,
over
that's
and
right.
everything?
Yeah, that's right. We'll do a sphere. Then
Yeah.
we'll do that. We'll do that. So, let's draw from the front view then. Or let's draw from the side, from the 3/4 view, and then we'll draw from the front, because it's easier to see. So, you have the corner of the eye, and then you have the outer corner, outer edges. Around the sphere is going to be your eyelids. So you're going to see this nice ellipse. And your eyelids is a flap of skin that has
thickness
to it. So you'll see that I'm adding this little bump right here. Or not bump, it's like the other side to it. So it kind of looks like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is super important because if you don't add it, it's not gonna look three-dimensional. And then the bottom lid is essentially the same thing. It's like you're drawing a husk around a sphere and then you're cutting it open. I guess that's kind of how I would describe it. So yeah. And then in the front view, there's a little bit more nuance. So there's going to be a upward curve and then a sloped curve as it reaches towards the edge of the eye. So a lot of people, when they draw eyes, they think it's completely symmetrical, which, you know,
it's a sticker.
It's a sticker.
Icon.
It's an icon. You have to see the nuance between it. There's even eyelids have like folds and overlaps. So sometimes you'll see a more heavy-lidded person or heavy-lidded eye, which has a thicker texture, or thicker, sorry, I'm not speaking right, which has a thicker side on one side than it is on the other side. So just keep in mind of those nuances. And then you'll notice that for the lower lid, it's the same pattern. This side short, this side long, so it creates this diagonal shape there.
Yeah. When by that, you see this point and you see this point.
Yeah.
Those are the apexes.
Yes.
So the apex is the point on which the curve reaches its peak and then comes over. And so the apex on the top is on the inside and the apex on the bottom is on the outside.
Yeah.
And it creates that sort of diagonal.
Yeah.
And that's your iconic eye shape.
Yep. And then you got the tear duct, which is this part right here. So sometimes if you add that in, it gives you extra brownie points. And a lot of people think that the pupil is shaped like this, which looks kind of creepy, so don't do that. It's actually a little bit bigger than that, and it's usually covered.
You mean the iris?
Yeah, sorry, the iris. But it's usually the iris is usually covered by the eyelid, so it'll look a little bit more relaxed.
Yeah. Very rarely will you see the whole iris. There are special exceptions, but
Yes.
very, very rarely will you see the entire iris. In fact, I remember this whole trend where there were girls who were like checking if they could see their entire iris. Remember?
I don't remember that.
Does anybody remember that trend? Tori, you remember that trend where like girls on TikTok were like checking if they could see their entire iris, and like if you can, then supposedly they were like psychos or something. I don't remember. I heard something about that.
What?
But again, rarely, but sometimes you can. Oh yes. I'm not a baddie, so I never did it. But
like you will see the full iris if you open your eyes wide. That's why they look psycho. So it can be used for different purposes, but this is not the resting position.
it was such a popular trend. Let me try to remember the name. Yeah, it wasn't popular in the circles that I'm in, but I definitely think there were popular. It was popular in certain circles. Can you draw armor? Are you asking how to draw armor, or are you asking if she can draw armor?
I don't know if I want to do armor today. It's a lot of work. How can I improve my shading as a beginner? I think organizing your shading, meaning keep your lights in your lights and your darks in your darks. So
Shading,
So what that means is organizing it,
Shading is about grouping.
right? You won't see really dark shadows on this side right here, or else it doesn't read as light.
Yeah.
Lit side will be pretty light in general. You won't go super dark.
The biggest problem, in my opinion, that beginners run into with shading is more about grouping than anything else.
Yeah.
Like, shading is really, really, really about grouping your values. Your lights are clear and your darks are clear, and you keep them separate from each other.
Yeah. It's like trying to not make the food touch on your plate.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. But a little bit more extreme.
Keep things in their place.
Yep. Actually, that portrait's a good example.
This portrait?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, kind of. There's multiple light sources in this portrait.
Oh, that's true.
Well, I can explain a little bit. Well, here's a portrait that I did a while back, a couple years ago actually, and you'll notice that it's hard to see for beginners because they can't see this as anything but a shape or as a face.
Yeah.
But anyways, you'll notice that the hair is all dark, and even the highlights never get lighter than a certain point. And even the darkest parts of the skin are still lighter than the lightest parts of the hair. And I value grouped this stuff together. I was trying to find a good example. I don't think that's a great example because there's multiple light sources.
Yeah.
She's got a light coming from this direction, she's got a light coming from that direction, and she's got a third light, which is like a purplish blue light. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to find something better.
That reminds me, I want to drink one of those boba drinks.
I don't really have a lot of...
Oh, well, you could do those ones.
I could do this, maybe.
Well, I think that one is really nice, too. That talks about local value and stuff a little bit.
I don't really have a lot.
Sanpaku eye trend. Whoa, what? Sanpaku eye trend. I gotta look that up. But I would definitely say that one of the mistakes that I made is... Oh, okay. One of the mistakes I made whenever I shaded, like if I was shading hair, I would try to describe everything, and in describing everything, I would muddy my values. So I would be like, oh, but I want to show details in the highlights.
Yeah, one of the big misconceptions is that if you show everything, then by default nothing is important, right?
Yeah.
If everything is equally important, then that means nothing is actually important. That's a really, really important principle when it comes to design. That's basically design in a nutshell, is if you make everything important, then nothing stands out because it's all equal.
Yeah. So, like, for instance, I'm going to put, like, really harsh highlights on here, and I really like the shapes, but it's starting to become a little bit confusing.
So that's what it is, huh?
Oh, okay. And then I'll add in, like, really, really dark darks up in here because I really want to show that. And then I'll add some down here.
Oh, I need the darks. And
I need the darks in here.
Oh, don't forget that.
Oh, and then I gotta do that.
That's what goes to muddy values. That's what
feel...
leads to muddy values as well. Muddy values is when there's too much contrast in areas that shouldn't be contrasty. Yeah. This is a little bit advanced.
But you'll have
this is a little bit advanced for TikTok. There's probably only a couple people on the stream
who might get it,
who could really utilize this. If you know, if you probably know who you are, but it's really important as you get better.
Which is clear. This one or that one?
Yes, dinging it. Hello, in Malaysia, huh?
I think shading also is understanding the basic primitive forms. Like, when I see this, I think ribbons and cylinders. So I shade it as I would very similarly to a ribbon or a cylinder. Yeah. Like this lock of hair is a cylinder. It's this. It's just a different, it's like compound cylinders. So like, I would render this like a cylinder. There's going to be some core shadow down here and down here. There's going to be a highlight somewhere as it's rolling to the light. So yeah, I think drawing and understanding how to do complex things is like trying to find the most simple way to describe it and then just keep doing it. It's always trying to make things simple. It's not as complicated. I always say this, but it's not as complicated as you think, which sounds kind of hypocritical because it takes a long time to practice. But the more you practice, the more your muscle memory gets improved and stuff.
Simple concepts that are hard to do.
That's a good way to say it. That's a very good way to say it.
But yeah. That's that. Someone was asking about head pats. Someone meaning Fox and Lizzie.
Oh, well, they were right about that.
Oh, Fox and Lizzie. Do you deserve head pats? Have you even been here liking the live the whole time, huh? They don't want to feed us? There is no feeding. It's just patting. Pat, 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 pat. Oh, she's throwing shade at you. Yippee!
Good job, chat.
Pat, 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 pat. When I was 18, I used to watch the Level Up channel on YouTube, and they were pro artists, and they would teach stuff like what you and I are teaching now. And I tried my best to understand it back then, but I didn't. I wasn't at the level yet where I could understand it. But that doesn't mean it wasn't useful to hear.
Yeah.
Because you learn things through repetition, and then you learn things through practice. And that was like my first time ever being exposed to the concepts of like, shading isn't important, it's grouping your values. That's important. Mm-hmm. Or like, rendering isn't important, it's about the separation of light and dark. And I didn't understand that concept at all back then.
Everything you said to me back then was gibberish.
But it was the first time I had heard it.
Like, I remember Half to Black was a mystery to me.
It was the first time I had heard it, and I needed to hear it for the first time before I heard it for the second and the third and the fourth and the fifth time.
Yeah.
So if you're here and you're young, or you're not a professional in art and you want to get better, and this is your first time hearing this stuff, it's important. I'll tell you that. Mm-hmm. Understanding that shading, like rendering, detail, not important.
Yep. Where to add specific highlights, not important.
Yeah. It's like, it's kind of important contextually, but in terms of the overall good-looking image, there's things that are much more important.
Yeah.
Getting your course for Christmas. Awesome.
Oh, thank you.
Awesome, Lindsay.
Where did the drawing come from? I drew this earlier, and I'm just coming back to it.
Yeah. And I did, whoever asked about clothing studies or clothing earlier, I can show you some of the clothing studies that I did recently, or not recently, but earlier this year. Here's some of them. This was the first week or two? I don't remember. Simple clothing studies. Do a bunch of this kind of stuff. Right? I started by constructing the bodies completely, just like we show on stream. And then I drew the clothes over top of them, over top of the simple constructions of the bodies.
That way you also know like how far the dress should be from the legs, or how thick it is and stuff.
And whoever was asking earlier, this is the same pose, drawn in two different angles, rotated.
Ooh, thank you for the follows.
Where's my other one? It's probably up here. Here. These are more clothing studies. So again, you'll notice that I've value grouped the pants dark.
Organizing it.
The pants do not get light anywhere. The only place that gets light on the pants is the metal zipper that's reflective.
How long do these studies usually take?
These ones probably took an hour or two each. These ones here took less each, because I didn't go as polished.
Yeah.
And then there's these ones as well. This is done using the 5 value system. You'll see that I've actually grouped my 4th and 5th value, so you'll see that these cast shadows are all the same value. They are just one solid shade, right?
Doesn't get any darker
there's
than
no
that.
detail inside of them. It's just I've grouped the values. So anything that's really dark, I've grouped the values.
We also group them into solid shapes as well. Like this is a specific shape.
Yep.
That's a specific shape. What are your main brushes? The only brush that we kind of been using lately is the one on our
Actually,
oh, I love that one.
the brush that I used to do these studies is the exact same brush that's used on every one of our TikTok streams as well.
Yep, you can find that in the link in our profile. It's for free.
The brush that I used for this and this is also the same brush we use on stream. I draw with it, I paint with it, I sketch with it. It's basically become my replacement for the basic round. All of these anime heads, I did with that brush as well. All these anime heads, yep, is that brush.
Oh, I love that one. Disgust. Ugh. I only date real guys. So poor Ghost.
So yeah, I pretty much only use this brush.
My hair smells really good.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
I don't know what it is, maybe it's because I just watched it yesterday.
But yeah. How do you do backgrounds? That's a really broad question.
It's a very broad question.
Would this be on the course you guys are talking about? In our anime art school, Lindsay, yes. There's an entire class on drawing clothing.
Background. Oh, yes, clothing.
So the stuff that you just saw, Christina teaches that in the school. Except she does it in color as well.
Yes.
And she actually goes into materials like leather and latex.
Latex,
Yep,
yep.
latex and different
Soft,
materials,
like,
soft materials, crinkly materials.
Jeans.
Jeans.
Like how to paint an outfit with different materials, like a
Yep.
like a cardigan with jeans
Yep.
and a t-shirt.
That's in class number 2. Actually, I can even show you some of the stuff that's
Sure,
in the
let's
class.
do it.
So specifically, we're talking about our anime art school, which is our online program right here.
It's so cute.
And if you go down, there's us with our books. Here's the curriculum, and that would be right there. Fabric and Form Complete Clothing Drawing class. There's class number 1, class number 2, which is anatomy, and class number 3, which is this one. So this is like a little video preview of the stuff. So a lot of it is done in line work, like this, shoes, fabric, all that kind of stuff. And then you can actually drop each of these down. And so you can see, here's some of the material stuff explaining how all that works. And then some of the final lessons are here towards the end of the class, where she actually goes through the entire thing using the 5-value system. And what's this one? There's like a leather jacket.
It's a very dark outfit.
Very dark outfit. How to draw, suits and dresses and all kinds of stuff. Where's this?
We do
Shirts,
mostly
tension
digital.
points.
Yep.
Yeah, this whole thing, everything here is drawn digitally.
Mannequins.
Yeah, and
So
there's
you're taking what you learned in the previous class onto this class here as well.
So yeah, that's just on our page. What is the 5-value system?
Well, actually, I have a little.
What?
I have a little drawing on that on here.
Where?
On my iPad.
Oh, on your iPad. Oh, from
Yeah.
that 1 week.
There's a bug. I was trying to catch it, but I failed.
Speaking of the bathroom. No, I'm kidding.
So-
Nobody said anything about the bathroom, but I got a tinkle.
So this is the 5-value system. This is a way to organize your values that a lot of artists do for painting. This is the exact way how I did this painting right here. I used the 5-value system to make this painting. Now, since this is grayscale, you won't really see color, but you can also translate that onto color, because a lot of the time, if you don't know how to shade or color, if you don't know how to color, it's because you don't know this and you don't know how to shade. So the 5-value system is just it's just a way to organize like what your values are. So you don't like go way too dark or way too light on things that you shouldn't go way too light or dark on. What's it called again? What's it called? What? Do you mean Anime Art School? Oh, the class. It's called Anime Art School. And so Anime Art School comes with all 7 classes, and you can get them all for $497. And it's called the specific class is called Fabric and Form.
Ah.
Welcome back.
And I got more juice.
Wow. Good job.
Tea. Can we get some W oolongs in the chat? W oolong. Look at that. I cannot wait.
So yeah, you have highlights as your lightest, halftone, tone, which is your base tone, core shadow, and your drop shadow.
Thank you, Tori. Thank you, Dingy.
And this all depends
Lizzie.
on the specific material.
Thank you, Danny. What's oolong? What's oolong? Is that sarcastic?
I don't know.
The most wonderful tea in the history of mankind. I'll give you a peek. I'll give you a peek on what you're missing. Look at that.
If y'all don't like sweet tea, or if y'all don't like sweet tea, it's a great tea. And if you hate,
I have shaky hands even when I use my shoulder. Just gotta practice.
sometimes you'll have shaky hands for a while.
Yeah. So, plant your elbow
Brace.
on the desk. Brace. Plant your elbow, your forearm on the desk. Take your pencil. I don't have a pencil. Here we go. Use your elbow to pivot.
Yeah.
Shoulder. Your shoulder drawing is mostly going to be when you're doing an overhand grip. If you're drawing on a tilted plane like this, you're usually not going to use your shoulder when you're drawing
on like
a
screen
table.
like this. I mostly use my elbow for that.
You're going to use your elbow, and you're going to rotate from your elbow like this.
But like for a very small drawing like this, I am using my wrist. So not all the time do you have to use your elbow or your shoulder, because that's not very practical. If you're doing like a really large drawing or something that needs like really quick motions, then using your arms is good. But for smaller things like this, I use my wrist.
But you can use your wrist for stuff, but you can also use your elbow from smaller drawings. I tend to pivot from this muscle right here. What's this called? The flexors?
Which side?
The
Pinky
underarm.
side? Oh, that's
Underarm.
flexor.
Flexors?
Yeah.
So your flexors, you have a muscle group right here. A lot of the times if I'm drawing, instead of pivoting from my elbow, I pivot from this kind of area right here, and I kind of just like push my arm if I'm drawing like that. So if you have trouble with shaky lines, try doing that sort of thing.
And maybe turn your stabilization on a little bit. Sometimes that helps a lot.
If you're doing digital, turn your stabilization up.
Yeah.
Have either of you done any animations? Neither of us animate. Nope, I don't do any animation. I have a buddy who does animation.
Animation's hard. Takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do it. But I applaud anyone who does it and loves it, because I would probably go nuts.
So JX White, I don't know if you're still here, but we just went on a whole explanation of how to help with the shaky hand thing. What are your biggest inspirations for your anime style? Whatever happened to naturally occur, kind of.
Well, I'm a big fan of Magical Girl and Lolita type.
Well, you
styles.
really like that one artist, remember?
Yes. You mean the Japanese one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really like that one artist.
Where's their art book?
I don't know where their art book is. It's probably in the bedroom. It's probably in the bedroom
Here it is.
Oh, okay. Well, Colton found it. I got really inspired by certain Japanese artists, and I'm also really inspired by a lot of the animes that I watched as a kid. I was really inspired by Clamp, which created Cardcaptor Sakura, and I was inspired by Sailor Moon style.
Christina really likes this artist.
I really like this artist a lot.
I don't think you really studied their style that much, but
I took a lot of inspiration from it.
yeah.
Like, I did actually study some. Like, I really looked at it and how they simplified stuff. I kind of just deviated from it much later. But, like, I just really like their stuff. It's very solid looking, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, they got some good skill.
Yeah.
They're good. So that's... You can tell Christina's work is inspired by that.
Yeah.
But again, like, there's a really big difference between being an artist and you're a beginner and you are inspired by someone, and so you just try to copy them for years and years. There's a difference between that and going actually through foundation classes and learning like the 5 value system and doing anatomy and figure drawing classes. Like, you have to learn those basics if you want to be a solid artist. You really have to learn those.
Fox's Miki girl. She knows our language.
Yeah, there's a lot of Miki girls in here. Look how Miki girl this is.
Kizuna Ai's a very Miki girl.
Very Miki. Miki is like a verb.
Yeah.
Like a description of a type of...
Is it adjective? No.
Yeah.
I don't even know what those things are anymore.
Yeah, this person is great. But, like, if you look at Christina's other art, it looks nothing like this.
No. No.
Like, none of Christina's art of Ray looks anything like this person's style.
Do I even have a piece? I feel like I sent myself something recently.
This person's great.
No, I don't have anything. Well, actually, yeah, I do.
Wait,
I never posted
I
this.
just saw some.
But this is another style that I work with. So this was a study of that, and I turned it into Ray. But this is the other style that I do.
Is this the long-armed one?
Yeah, that's the long arm one, but you fixed it. So this is the shorter one.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
the
shorter
shorter one. So that's the other style that I do. That's very different.
Yeah.
I forgot to post this, but maybe I will.
I really like their art. Where? Ray is so... Yes, she is. Chef's kiss.
Thank you.
Leave me alone. Leave me alone.
Reef me. Ooh. I want to draw the girls as if they're working in a maid cafe. I need to do that sometime. Another thing that I really liked was looking at certain... Oh, I was also inspired by Food Wars' style. The artist from Food Wars, that also really inspired my style as well.
But you were really inspired by, like, Kobe Whitmore and
Yeah,
Tom
that's
Lavelle
true.
and
Yeah.
Reed Schaefer.
Yeah.
Christina's also really inspired by classic American illustrators. Mm-hmm. They have really, really graphic work.
Yeah.
Especially, like, Kobe Whitmore.
Yeah.
Kobe Whitmore has a very iconic graphical look to his work. So again, if you're only looking at anime artists, you're not gonna have a very unique, I don't know,
unique style,
like,
I guess.
if you want to work professionally and you're only studying anime artists or looking at their work, you're not going to bring a lot to the table.
Yeah, because it's already been done. How do I do more dynamic and less stiff poses? I'd say do a lot of gesture drawing and time yourself.
Yeah.
Force yourself to do 1-minute poses, even 30-second poses.
Here's some of Kobe Whitmore's work.
So good.
So this guy's a classic American illustrator, and his work is very, very graphic. Like, oh my gosh.
I love that one.
Look how good that piece is.
It's so good.
Really, really, really strong control of values, and just so well done.
I really like this one. I'm going to click on this one.
Which one?
This one.
That one? Do it.
Ooh, that's lovely.
Why is this so, like,
I don't know.
tiny? Oh,
I
there
don't
we
know
go.
why it's so tiny, but that's a lovely piece. Nice framing.
Very good framing. And you'll notice that this line in the fridge is going right into her head as a leading line. And you'll also notice that the vanishing point looks like it's right behind her.
Picasso, Danny.
Yeah, so Christina's very inspired by Kobe Whitmore.
Yeah. Those type of artists, because it's just so cool.
Man, so good.
A lot of their styles I'm also very inspired by,
This
like in
one's-
terms of their facial, like how they draw faces. Oh, I really like that comic art, that comic book that we got. What was it? The one with the blonde girl and the brunette.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about.
Juliet, the Heart of Juliet
yeah,
Jones.
that one, the Heart of Juliet Jones. That's a good comic style. I want to do comics like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be
Kobe-
very picky when I make comics.
Yeah, Christina and I are both super, super picky. Just because of our background.
And if we're ever gonna make a comic,
Man,
which we
so
want
good.
to, we're gonna do it in a way that I think we think is best.
Man, look at this.
Merry Christmas. Oh, I love that one. I love that one so much.
Very good.
I want a book of Kobe Whitmore stuff.
I
Super
was gonna
expensive.
get one, but it's actually quite expensive. I would definitely spend a couple $100 for a good book on this guy's.
Yeah,
stuff.
that'd be a good Christmas present.
Okay, and it just broke for some reason. But yeah.
But it's like the more you draw, the more you'll be able to just nail down a figure without much effort. It's all about like memorizing. It's really just memorizing.
Memorizing
Like proportions, memorizing the forms, just memorizing how to draw it.
And it also depends on what your goal is.
That's true.
Like, your goals are the most important thing above anything else. Because your goals are going to determine what you do. Like, if your goal is just to doodle and dabble and have fun and you don't really care, then you're not going to go to an atelier and learn how to draw Russian academic figures, right? It wouldn't make sense. If you want to do, I don't know, furry commissions and you want to hang out with your friends and join a Discord server and doodle, and you're going into a completely different career like computer science or nursing or something, like
Your goals are going to be different.
It wouldn't make sense for you to study certain things.
Yeah.
But like, if your goal is to become like a respected and well-known professional artist who has a lot of flexibility and versatility, then you're probably going to want to learn and study a bunch of different stuff like that.
Sometimes I wonder, you know how like you go to an art store and you draw on the sketchbooks to test something out, and then you put your handle in there? I wonder how many people would ever come and be like, "Oh, I followed you from the Blake store today."
Maybe. Christina was leaving propaganda at
I
the
was
art
leaving
store.
propaganda at the art store earlier today. Hey, I had to plug our stuff.
Robert. Thank you for the follow. Lily, thanks for the share. Yeah, it depends what you want to do.
That's why when people ask like, "Oh, what's the best way?" There's no best way. It just depends on what you want to do.
Yeah, it's like saying, what's the best way to get to my... It's like you're in Miami, and you're like, what's the best way to get to where I want to go? What's the first question someone would ask? Well, where do you want to go? Right? Because if you're driving to New York, you're going to take a different road than if you're driving to LA. So everybody's like, what's the best way to get good at art? And it's like, well, what kind of art do you want to get good at? It's
and why
such
do you
a
want to get
specific...
good at art?
Like, there's so many different branches, so many different potential things. It would be my dream to find a sketchbook with Christina's propaganda in it. Is it normal to have a style dangerously similar with an artist you're inspired by? Yeah, for beginners, probably. Just because your exposure to artists is
Not very high.
not very large. When I was first getting started, my style looked a lot like my mentor's style because he was kind of the first teacher that I had, and so a lot of my education came from him.
That was your target standard in a way.
The first artist I learned anatomy and figure drawing from was, what's his name? Now is Glenn Vilppu. Really famous figure drawing teacher. And so a lot of my figure drawings, they weren't nearly as good as his, but you could tell I was inspired by it. And then I found Michael Hampton, and I found his process, different from Glenn Vilppu. And then I had Will Weston, and Will Weston, totally different from either of them. And then I had Christian Nakorda, and Christian Nakorda is similar to Michael Hampton, right? And then I found, like, Bridgman, and, like, you know what I mean? So, like, as you progress in your drawing career, you're going to be exposed to more and more and more things, and you're going to be influenced by a larger group of things. And so when you're a beginner and you have a favorite artist, a lot of the time you'll be obsessed with them and you'll make a lot of the same decisions that they do, and that's natural. Like, it's normal.
It's like, I mean, I don't know. It's like you're expecting a beginner artist to have a masterpiece with a completely unique style right off the bat. Like, they gotta learn from somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not bad. I would say it's only a little bit troublesome if you want to, like, reach higher levels.
Mm-hmm. What art stores do you like to shop at? Well, there's really only one art store here. It's Blick.
Yeah. Blick and Hobby Lobby, but...
Hobby Lobby's not really an art store.
It's
It
a
has
craft
some
store.
art supplies. Michael's occasionally. But mostly Blick. They actually opened a Blick not too long ago. Pretty relatively close to us. And artists that you learn from were inspired by other artists. So, like, if you take a class from Will Weston has this whole list of artists that are really good, ranging from old masters to classic American illustrators to, like, modern digital concept artists like Hitchum Habchi and T.B. Choi. And he has his students go and look at a bunch of their work and look at the decisions that they're making. So, yeah, it's totally normal.
I think the only people that fuss about it are just, I don't know, the amateur art community. You know what I mean? Ooh.
Dingy, is this your homework that you shared?
Hey.
Wow.
Now that's nice.
That's great.
I did tell them that they could use anime figurines for it.
Yeah, keep that up. You think my parents will drive me an hour to Blick? Knowing you, but they probably will. Beth, thank you for the follow. Lily, thank you for the follow as well. Angela? Is that how you say it?
Angela?
Thank you for the follow.
Angela?
Anjila? Is it Angela? Thank you for the follow. My visual library of how names are spelled is very small, so I tend to mispronounce a lot of names. When I first saw Boromir's name in the credits on Lord of the Rings, I thought his name was Sean Bean. Robert, yep, I called that one out. I put all of my stat points into art. Nullified, have a good one. Warreniki, thank you for the follow as well. I always pronounce names wrong, yeah. And in this day and age, people get so upset. Because they're like, everybody always says it wrong. And it's just like, well, I have nothing to do with all the other people who said it wrong. Like, just because everybody says it wrong doesn't mean the most recent person who said it wrong is the worst of them all. No, nobody has any control over that. That's great. I hate my younger self for not learning the fundamentals when I just started. Well, you can also think of it this way. If you were forced to learn the fundamentals when you just started, you may not enjoy art right now.
That's true.
So there's always a give and take. Think about a bunch of kids who are forced to play an instrument growing up who end up hating the instrument. But then think of someone who gets into an instrument when they're like 25, 26, 30, 40, and they're like, man, I really wish I had to learn an instrument growing up. It's like, well, kid, you probably wouldn't have liked it very much.
It's true.
I have a big problem drawing hands. Then we are in the same boat.
Hands are complicated. Don't get mad at yourself. Just keep trying it. Keep throwing yourself out at it. And you will find, like, ways to break it down a lot easier. I mean, like, I always like to break it down into very simple shapes. Like, I just drew some hands earlier, and all I did was I drew a wrist, and that was a rectangle. The palm is kind of like a curved rectangle towards the base of the hand, because that's kind of the shape of your pinky side. Right, there's a curve down here. And then I add fingers. And I like to overlap them. And there's a very simple hand that I could turn, into and add more detail on top, but that's how I like to break it down. It's really fun. It takes the detail away from everything.
And then you just connect the lines.
Yeah, just connect the lines. Well, this one is a little bit off. So then it's got to be like around here. That way I can connect the lines like that. Connect the knuckles. This is already all connected anyway. And I can add nails. I don't think I draw hands any other way than this because it's just so easy. Like, it's just so much easier than, like, trying to be like, where's the box? Okay, well, now I gotta put in all the cylinders. No, this is fine. This is fine to do. In fact, I really recommend doing that if you're just learning the forms of it. But it takes a long time, and sometimes you just want to get a really quick handout.
I was watching Will Weston's lesson on hands, and he broke them down like 3 or 4 different ways, and he was basically just saying, try them all and see which one you like the most. And it also depends on your background. Like, I probably wouldn't draw the hands the way that you draw them because I have a much stronger ability to draw boxes than you do.
That's true.
So I can draw a box without thinking. You have to think about it.
Yeah, I do have to think about it more.
So it depends on what you're good at, what your background is. But breaking them down into shapes is definitely a really good strategy.
It helps me a lot because I like to just draw something quick.
And a lot of Christina's style is developed because she has to teach things quickly. Like Christina live streaming and teaching is one of the biggest influences on her style.
Yeah.
Because learning how to express things visually, quickly, and simply is a really, really, really big influence on someone's style.
Like, I literally just simplify my hands into nubs like this, and I can turn it to any shape that I want. Like, maybe I can decide that I want the hand to be facing, the fingers to be facing towards her, so that means our palms would be facing in like this. Right? And then I could just quickly block out a gesture like that. And I make sure that the hand is not too big, so I also think about, like, okay, if I draw this shape, is this shape about the approximate size that's proportional for her head? Like, I would say a good anime-sized hand would be, like, about this big. So I take this measurement, and I'm like, okay, does that match up? Okay, that's good. I'll move on.
Close.
Yeah, it's pretty close. And I can always just resize it if I want to. That's the really nice thing about digital art.
My phone died, and I wasn't home, but I'm home, but I'm back now. Awesome, Dahlia.
Nice.
Have you been drawing lately, Dahlia? How have you been? The Real Life Jay, thank you for the follow. Your mum, thanks for the share.
Like, what if I had her have her hand out like this?
I'm missing out on valuable practice tonight.
Yeah, you are? You want to wrap up soon then?
Mm-hmm. I need to study.
Yeah. And then I gotta... Oops. Gotta make her a little bit smaller.
Practicing reveals weak points as well.
Yeah.
Like, you practice and you learn proportion. And then you get good at proportion, and you're like, well, crap, now I don't know any anatomy to go on this proportional figure.
Yeah. I think a lot of people expect practice to turn out perfect, but it's not meant to be perfect.
Yeah.
I think they're putting too much pressure on practice. Too much expectations on what practice should be.
I want to ask my parents if they can make me go to animation class, what IDK wear. There's a lot of good animation classes online.
CalArts, I heard, is very famous for their animation. It's expensive, but that's a school there.
Yeah. If you want to animate, in my opinion, there's no reason you shouldn't be animating already.
Right now, yeah. Just try it out now.
Like, you don't... I mean, maybe you already are, but there's no reason to wait. Just
That's true.
Start. There's a lot of YouTube channels with animation stuff, education. There's inexpensive online classes. That's the problem a lot of the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time with Udemy, is students that get Udemy classes expect buying a class to motivate them to do it, so they buy it, and then it doesn't motivate them. So they buy a class, and they're like, if I bought this class, then I could pursue this thing. And then they buy it, and they never pursue it. Yeah, there's a lot of good free content out there. Heck, my buddy sent me a website where he's like, pretty much every single paid class and thing is just available on for free. It's like some Chinese website.
Bilibili?
Yeah. But I don't want to necessarily promote it because I don't like that they do that. But hey, if you have the desire to learn, you've got to find a way.
Mm-hmm. Where there's a will, there's a way.
How do you add your drawing of the weekly challenge? You just upload it.
Yep, you upload it onto the weekly challenge thing. Channel. And make sure that you are, your role, you put in challenges as your self-role. Is that how you say it?
Huh?
You go to self-roles if you want to post your challenges.
Yeah. So you need to make sure that you go to the challenge, or not the challenge, the channel in the Discord server called self-roles.
And click on the little checkered flag.
Yep. And click on the little checkered flag and it'll give you the role.
And that's how you'll be able to post.
Got to meet up with you guys at some point to give you your Christmas present.
That's right.
Yeah. Speaking of weekly challenges, I saw your entry, Christina. Hey, Cutica.
Hey, thanks.
Thank you for the follow. I don't know how to say your name. It's in kanji, not katakana. I'm redesigning my OC.
Fun.
How do I animate without an iPad or tablet? Also, what classes can I use? I don't know. I don't animate. That's going to be your job to figure that out.
We can help you draw, but I don't know if we'll be able to help you animate.
Yeah. I would email some animators. Get on the old tippy tappy keyboard on your phone and send some DMs to some animators and ask away and Google and do some research. Put in some of that sweat equity into learning. How do you draw plus have it in the background so cool? What do you mean exactly? You mean how are we here? Like this?
We got 2 cameras.
Thank you for the follow, by the way.
Colton set that all up. I don't know anything.
What program are you using? It is Procreate on the iPad.
Yep.
Procreate.
Although Maid Miki would probably have a high bun instead.
Nah.
But I like her ponytail.
I don't think she would have a high bun. I think she'd have a high ponytail. Because that is canon.
That's canon.
That is canon.
She's just always going to have a high ponytail.
Yeah, we can see you plus your hand drawing in the background. We have a 2-camera setup.
Yep.
So we've got this one, and we've got this one. And they're both connected to a computer via capture cards. And then that is compiled in OBS, Open Broadcast Software. And then that's being chucked over to the TikTok live streaming app. It's a pretty basic setup. And I've got some overlays on stream, like these, the girls and Jake up top, and our Christmas overlays and Christmas lights and stuff.
Yeah, so this is a camera that's actually recording my hand and stuff.
Yeah. One of the perks of working as an artist is you can make your own art, I guess. You make your own art stuff. Some people can do their own tech support.
Yep.
Some people can do their own car repairs. Some people can do their own cooking.
We can do our own drawing.
We can do our own art. You do what you got to do. Some people can do their own lawyering.
General contracting.
Okay, I think I did the checkered flag. You
awesome.
Should be able to see the challenge channels now.
Yes.
Thank God I'm no longer in tech support. Yeah. One of our good friends is customer support for Verizon. I am now in tech support because I run the streams.
Yeah, I don't know how you do. I would not be able to
Let me tell you, I've ran into some really
annoying,
abstract, niche problems and could not find anything about it online, and it was so frustrating.
It was very frustrating. Killed our streams for like a week.
I was tech support for the bank. Okay.
Ah. All right.
Yep. Uvia, make sure you post the dates that you did the drawings.
Yep.
And make sure you post which challenge you did along with your artwork.
Yep.
And make sure you post it in the right channel. If it's the weekly, it goes in the weekly channel. If it's the monthly, it goes in the monthly channel. By the way, community members, yes, we have our weekly and monthly challenges. So our weeklies are really fun.
Yeah.
There's 3 weeklies going on. The Magical Girl.
This one?
Draw your OC in a Santa or elf outfit. Draw your OC in a magical girl or boy costume. And draw your OC being haunted by ghosts. It's just these top ones that I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. So these are really fun. So these are due
this Friday. Friday before stream starts. But we usually let the room kind of still be open for a little bit.
But yeah.
There. Miki Miko Maids. What do you think, Colton?
Approved.
Approved?
Yeah. But yeah, should I join the weekly? Sure, if you want to.
Wait, I gotta add a cuter thing on her thigh.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
You can't just, like, not add it, right?
Yeah.
There we go. I don't know what it's for, but it's cute.
Jake where? YouTube, you can't see Jake. Jake's right here. There you go. Now you can see Jake. He little elf Jake.
Little elf man.
There you go.
I don't know if I will ever do him justice. One day I will, but I just don't know when. When would be the good opportunity to? Well, I did do him justice once.
Jakey poo. Well, we should probably wrap up.
Yep. Fine with me.
Sick. I don't know why
today.
the audio is not balanced. What's the deal?
More tech support, huh?
It's so annoying.
It's one after another.
Not that. It's this. Advanced audio properties.
There we go.
Nope. Hello? 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 Nope, that didn't do anything. Mic. Face. Okay, there's this. What about that? Did that evened it out. That's weird. Well, it's even now, but I don't like that I had to do that. Whatever.
Audio is normal for me. Me to be.
One ear was slightly quieter than the other ear is the problem. Yeah. Audio monitoring? What's all this then?
Oh, I know why my hair smells good. It's because of that conditioner.
Alright, I guess that works. Yeah.
I use that conditioner.
I don't have a phone number to verify on the Discord. What's your Discord username? I'll manually give you verification. Ugh. Sorry, I can't help with your audio.
It's all good. Skibbity case.
Skibbity cast.
Cast. Oh, never mind.
I do. Am I sure I want to verify that username? Nah, I'm kidding. I'll find.
Skibbity.
Is that your username or your display name? Did you just join today?
Thanks, Mitsubi. I should put it down more often, but what ends up happening is when I'm like drawing over, my hair will get in the way.
Nighty-nighty? Are you heading to bed, Fox? I need to find, was that today? No, that was yesterday.
Maybe we need to search for them.
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to manually search you out. Hold on. Rolls.
Fox says, no, I'm telling y'all to end the stream when you say you'll end it. Yeah, that's what happens all the time.
Members, add member. There you are.
Okay, there we go.
Add.
Thanks, Tams.
Alright, you should have the roll now. Yeah, we have phone verification turned on for our Discord server because we don't want a bunch of bots joining. I know not everybody has phone verification for Discord, so I'll just manually add people sometimes. It's funny. We got a bunch of yappers in the Discord server these days.
Oh boy.
Yappy McYap Fest. Too much yapping and not enough drawn, I say.
I've seen that OC multiple times.
It feels like there's times where general chat goes through like these waves of giga yappers, and then it kind of dies down and people talk about like art and stuff. It's very fascinating.
There's a lot of drawing on this canvas, so if I'm gonna play the speed draw or the speed
There, they can just watch that.
up version of it, that's that's all we did. So it's gonna be a while until the maid Miki and Miko come up.
Yeah, this was today's stream.
Yes, we are a couple. We're married.
Yes.
Yes.
They trying to ban TikTok. Yes, they are.
Yep. Well, we'll see what happens. They did say that they'll hear it, but we don't know. Wow, we did a lot of drawing today. Need to move this down a bit. There we go. Thank you.
369 viewers on red play button.
Huh.
Interesting.
That is interesting. How? How does that even happen? We only have like...
I mean, views, not viewers. Concurrent is 15.
No, yeah. Like, I wonder how does that go up? Don't know.
No idea. Mysterious. The social media programs work in mysterious ways. And so does my body, because I'm gonna have to tinkle again sometime.
Uh-oh.
Not right now. I drink so much of this crap.
Wow, look at all the drawings now. I love that you called everybody out on this.
Yeah.
This is so funny. They're like, oh, you want to see how you guys sit?
That's how,
Colton's drawing.
Yeah, this is how chat sits.
How do y'all even sit like this? I don't understand. People eat when they have food. Yes.
Stop, my posture is so bad. That's how I sit every day. Yeah.
My posture's not very good either. I don't sit like a lady.
I had to do realistic.
Wow, did you hear that?
Yeah.
That was a lot more intense than I thought it was gonna be. Wow. Just get a good chair.
It's still going.
Yep, it's still going.
Well, they can't see any of this.
Oh yeah, that's right. They can't.
That's all being drawn.
Yeah, that's right. I'm not paying attention to what's going on. That one's funny. And now we're moving on to a different part of the canvas, I think. Oh, there it is.
Miko.
Subtle. Drawing legs. Okay, now there's that drawing. But then I kind of stopped for a little bit because I had to teach a bit more. This way.
The canvas is so chaotic.
It is.
It is the canvas of a teacher. It is definitely the canvas. It looks like Will Weston's canvases.
It kind of does. Well, I was kind of inspired by him too. Not kind of, I was very inspired by him. Okay, now is where the serious drawing
I mean, it
comes
just
in.
happens naturally. When you do, like, improv education, there's no way for it not to be chaotic.
How do you draw clothing so easily? I've done a lot. I've done a lot of clothing studies. I've taught a lot of it for our classes.
And she's taken a lot of classes on it.
Yep. So
There is a system for drawing clothing. Clothing works in predictable ways. When physics is applied, cloth has things that happen to it that is consistent, and if you learn those things and you practice drawing them, then you can draw clothes.
done.
Yep, that's it.
Shading Miki's hair is probably one of the most satisfying things to shade. It just
Yep.
looks very nice.
Don't forget, everybody, we are going to be doing a 12-hour stream
Yeah.
Monday. Who is going to be there? Who's going to be on this 12-hour stream on Monday?
Scream.
We are going to scream for 12 hours straight.
Scream.
Layla, Kaden, Shauna, Lizzie, Fox, Artemis. All right, tell everybody you know. Blue Ghost, V, Mitsubi, I Can Try.
DFX is gonna be there. Nice.
I'm going to be there. Clutched. Yes, so we're doing a 12-hour stream on Monday. You can come by as little or as much as you want. But yes, we're going to be doing a 12-hour stream, and we're going to be doing the Secret Santa art show as well. It'll probably be the same time as last time. 11 a.m. Pacific.
If we survive, but yes. Probably 11 a.m.
2 p.m. So it'll probably go from 11 to 11. What day is Monday? It is the 23rd. 2 days before Christmas. Yeah, we'll be doing a 12-hour stream on Monday.
What day is Monday again?
Yep, the 23rd.
Yep.
Probably going to be stopping by throughout the day. Yes.
No problem. What time zone? Pacific.
Pacific time. 11 Pacific, 2 Eastern. So it'll go from 2 p.m. to 2 a.m. Eastern. It'll go from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
So it's like our little Christmas
Pacific.
holiday stream. So that's gonna be fun. I like that. I'm so excited for the Secret Santa.
What's the key to nailing the anime art style? Just practice a lot.
Practice a lot.
Conscious practice.
There's so many anime styles too.
Recognize what you're doing wrong and make an effort to bring up your weak points.
I don't know what Central Time would be for that. I don't know the time conversions.
I don't know what Central Time is.
If anyone's in Central Time, let us know.
What is Central Time? Where is that? We just do Eastern and Pacific.
Yeah.
Houston? Then, Daniela, are you still here?
9 p.m.
Oh, then it'll be, noon. 12. 12. Lunchtime.
Woodley. That's a fun name.
So probably 12 to 12. 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. So lunchtime to midnight. If you're in Texas. But yeah, Monday the 23rd. Don't forget to tell literally everybody you've ever met in your entire life that there's going to be a 12-hour stream. And if they don't all show up, you're banned. No, I'm kidding.
How dare you? Then we have no
Yeehaw. Brush? Polly.
Polly?
Brush is, you can download it for free on our profile.
Yeah.
There's a cute little linky.
In our profile. And you can get it there.
Yeah, and you can download it there. Make sure you open it in your browser, not in the TikTok app, or else you'll just get a bunch of random numbers and letters.
No problem, Shauna.
Penny, we missed some, like, gubbins.
What?
Jay, thank you for the heart me. Masu, thank you for the roses. Penny Nam, thank you for the heart me and the bubble gum.
Thanks, Web.
And then, I'm sorry, I don't know how to read that. It's Chinese. Thank you for the rose, appreciate it. Was it Chinese? It looks like Chinese to me. do this every day. Nah, we stream Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And sometimes in between.
There we go. Now she's holding something.
We have artist in training, and we also have artist in progress. Kevin, are you still here? Probably not. Bum, 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 bum.
Cool beans. I like the word. I like the term cool beans. Cute. I like Miko's maid. It's
Do
a
you
cute
need
pose.
an
Very
Apple
demure.
Apple Pen for pressure? I believe so.
For the iPad, yes.
For the iPad.
If you have a stylus that's not compatible with this, it will not have pen pressure. As sucky as it is, it's just how it is. Alright. Oh, I'm an artist in progress. Well, Kevin's user display name is called Artist in Progress, and we were like, we didn't know that was him all along. So funny. Sometimes I contemplate on getting a wolf cub. I don't know if that would look good with my face shape. That would not look good with my face shape.
I have no idea, dude. Chloe. Top 10 Draw Anime Academy stream betrayals.
What?
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't end when we say we end?
Been drawing for 10 years. I'm just in the training when it comes to digital and the anime style. Nice.
Nice.
Noise.
Thank you,
post
Just
art
Bailey.
on my other account.
Yes, but no.
Oh.
Okay, I get you.
Yeah. More.
Head pats for Colton? What's the school thing?
How dare you pat my head?
I pat whatever.
You pat whatever.
Pat whatever.
You pat what you want when you want. All right, everybody. Thank you for showing up. We're going to wrap it there.
Mm-hmm. For real this time.
For realsies. So we'll be seeing y'all on Friday for the challenge. Or maybe we stream again. I like streaming on TikTok. I like it when we stream on TikTok and not red play button. Because it feels more casual, and sometimes we're just kind of like chill and brain rotting and stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not like I dislike streaming on the red play button
App
website, but I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't care. Maybe we should do chill streams where we stream on both.
Not sure. Fine with that.
So yeah, we'll be live again
On Friday.
Thank you everybody for showing up. Honestly, if I'm gonna be drawing and doing crap tonight, like practice and stuff, there's a chance that I may end up hanging out in quiet drawing, but I'm not sure, so we'll have to see. Okay, bye bye everybody.
Bye. What time on Friday? 4 p.m. Pacific.
Yep, 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Texas. I don't know.
I don't know.
All right, bye bye everybody.